Good afternoon, Brave Nation, and welcome to Abbott Memorial Stadium. We're on the campus of Tuskegee University today in Tuskegee, Alabama, where today the number 21 UNCP Braves football team puts their 4-0 record on the line as they take on the 4-0 and 11th-ranked Tuskegee University Golden Tigers. It is a gorgeous afternoon for football, and the fans really filing into the stadium, and it's really filling up quickly. Should be a great football game, a great day for football, and I'm so glad you're here with us. I'm Cameron Songer on the Braves Broadcast Network, and really just the marquee game so far this year for UNC Pembroke. Really no two ways about it. The toughest challenge they will face all year. The Braves with wins against Winston-Salem State, Fayetteville State, Shaw, and then last week North Greenville. Tuskegee comes in with wins over Clark Atlanta, Albany State, Florida A&M, and Lane. It's just the second home game of the year for Tuskegee, and really this is going to be a tough one for the Braves. Number 11 versus number 21. To tell you a little bit more about it, I talked with UNCP head football coach Shane Richardson before the game. Let's hear what he had to say about this game, and he gives you a little bit of a quick preview of this one. Here with UNCP football coach Shane Richardson as the Braves and the Tuskegee Golden Tigers get ready to go. Coach, thanks for joining us on the pregame show.
Yeah, thanks for having me back, Cam.
So we didn't get a chance to talk to you since the rankings came out. This is a big one, a top 25 matchup. Braves at number 21, Tuskegee at number 11. Talk about what that means for both programs, I guess.
Oh, I think it's a great thing for Division II football. We're definitely honored to be in that ranking. We feel like Tuskegee is a great program, and we respect them. And they're certainly good on film, and everything that we've seen out of them this week, we got our work cut out for us. But our vision isn't about a ranking. Our vision isn't about just a matchup or anything like that. We're coming to play our best for 4 quarters, and that's what we're going to focus on.
Now, your team has shown they can win on the road this year, but this is a different environment completely. As we're standing here talking, we've got students who are already in the student section more than 90 minutes before kickoff. Talk about the atmosphere today.
No, I think it's great. It is. It's really fun to see. It's something that our guys get up for. I think it creates a lot of juice for our sideline and our emotional, psychological energy. And so I think it's going to be a really fun environment to play in. It's going to be tough, and we've talked about it. They're going to get excited when their team does something well, or if we don't do something very well, they're going to get going. And so we've got to be able to overcome it. It comes back to our momentum and being able to change it, create it, and keep it going whenever we need that.
Now, finally, some key players to watch. Both teams have some playmakers on kind of both sides of the ball. Give us a quick preview of some of the players to keep an eye out for in this game.
Oh, yeah, I think, Tuskegee's got a lot of very good athletes. Their quarterback is kind of what makes their offense go. He's tall, he's long, he's athletic. If we allow him to extend the play, he will do that. And then if they get their playmakers in space, I think they're very, very good in that aspect. I think for us, we've just got to make sure that we do our jobs. We focus on our calls and our plays and techniques and fundamentals. That's been an important concept this week. And if we master those things, we're going to be just fine.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us, and good luck today.
Thanks, Cam.
So that was UNCP football coach Shane Richardson getting you ready for today's game. And a lot of storylines coming in. The big one, this is a battle of unbeatens, and really some early playoff implications perhaps. It's week 5. Each team will play 10 games this season. It's a little early to think about playoffs, and all coaches will tell you, but it's got to be in the back of the minds of both teams. For UNCP, this is really the last team they'll play this year that is going to be ranked higher than them at this point. And that's not to say the Braves are going to run the table the rest of the way. That's an unrealistic expectation. But last season, UNCP really struggled on the road. They were 6-4 overall. This year, they've already proven they can win on the road, winning 2 road games, and they only won 1 a year ago. And the Braves are solid at home. They were 5-0 a year ago at Grace P. Johnson Stadium, 2-0 so far this year in Pembroke. So away games are kind of the problem for UNCP, and this is a very tough environment to play. Tuskegee, known for its student section, the shed. They have sort of a shade structure on top of the opposite sideline here from where I'm sitting inside the press box. And it really kind of funnels the noise back from the band and the student section over onto the field. So the Braves will be competing against that, as well as a very good Tuskegee team. And it should be a motivated Golden Tigers club. as the Braves won the first ever meeting between the two schools last year. That was UNCP's homecoming and a 29-17 win over a Tuskegee team that was ranked at the time. UNCP was unranked. It was kind of the middle of the season, kind of homecoming for the Braves. A very wet field. It had rained all week in southeastern North Carolina, and the Braves kind of won a sloppy at times affair, but they also outgained the Golden Tigers 388 to 242. You heard UNCP coach Shane Richardson talk a little bit about Tuskegee's offense, and it does run through senior quarterback Kevin Lacey. So far this year, he's completed 66% of his passes, 829 yards, 7 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Those are good numbers. He's also capable of running the ball, as he's scored 2 touchdowns with his feet and rushed for 126 yards. That's after taking into account all the sacks and everything else that happened for a quarterback. This Tuskegee offense is potent. They score 30-plus points per game, and they average almost 10 yards per pass attempt. The thing for the Braves is going to be, can they get the Golden Tigers offense off the field and keep them from converting? It's on third downs, the Golden Tigers are 45%, so really have a good strategy in terms of keeping drives alive, and it's going to be a tough challenge for Code Black defensively. This season, you take away last game when the Braves were up 28-7 at halftime. The Braves have been a second-half team. They've been sort of a slow-starting team, and against the first couple opponents, that was something they were able to do and then make those adjustments in the second half. As the schedule starts to get tougher, the temperature starts to drop, you turn the calendar over into October. That's not something that UNCP can afford anymore. They can't afford to be a slow-starting team and just assume that they're going to be able to make second-half adjustments and then get back into the game. It nearly burned them against Winston-Salem State in the opener. The Braves fell behind 17-0. Then the defense pitched a shutout in the second half. UNCP came back to win 20-17. That was the closest scare UNCP has had this year. Otherwise, it's been pretty impressive, pretty convincing performances against Fayetteville State, Shaw, and then especially last week when the Braves jumped all over North Greenville right from the get-go and cruised to a pretty easy victory there. The final score in that one for the Braves was 49-35, but the Braves never led by fewer than double digits in the second half of that game. So the Braves, we talked about their defense. Let's talk a little about the Braves' offense. Second-year starter Patrick O'Brien, a redshirt junior and a transfer from UNC Charlotte. He passed the 1,000-yard passing mark last week in the win against North Greenville, and it was a huge bounce-back game for him as he threw for 4 touchdowns, ran in 2 more. That came a week after he threw 5 picks on the road at Shaw. A lot of those weren't his fault. Sometimes he was just being a little too aggressive. He had 2 that bounced off receivers' hands, but 5 interceptions is 5 interceptions. And against North Greenville, he was on point. 34 of 39, 330 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and no picks. And his top target in the passing game is returning All-American redshirt senior B.J. Bunn, who this year already has 27 catches, 365 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's 14 yards per catch and 91 yards per game. Last year, he had a record-setting day against Catawba, 12 catches, 219 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The 12 catches and 219 yards are UNCP records. He also set the UNCP single-season receiving record with 956 yards. And if he had not gotten hurt in the near halftime of that last game against Limestone, I have no doubt in my mind personally that he would have hit the 1,000-yard receiving mark. Still got All-American honors, but he's coming back for more here this year. And the Braves are glad he's back. They also have their top rusher back as well in Rontonio Stanley. And a note on the Braves' backfield. Looks like Cliff Jones not dressed for this one. He's in street clothes. He was injured last week. Don't see any brace or crutches or anything, so it doesn't look that bad. I don't want to speculate or play doctor. That looks like for sure, though, he's not going to be playing today for the Black and Gold, which means that we'll see an increased role for Miles Grant. We talked about in the past couple weeks with UNCP head coach Shane Richardson on the Black and Gold Report, which, by the way, airs every Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on WFXB Fox TV in the Myrtle Beach market. It's also available on YouTube the Monday following the weekend. We sort of nicknamed that group the three-headed monster. Antonio Stanley, Cliff Jones, and Miles Grant. Well, one of those heads is missing. It's going to be a two-headed monster today. Also on the running back depth chart, Quadron Williams has gotten 1 carry so far this year, and we'll see if we see any action from Brian Staten in a Braves uniform here this week. Should be a very good one. As we give you an update really quick, the captains for both teams are coming out onto the field to do the coin toss. Let's get you a quick score update from other UNCP sports. A very busy day in UNCP athletics. The soccer teams had a doubleheader in Americus, Georgia against the Georgia Southwestern Hurricanes. Women's game has gone final, and the Braves won another one. They won 4-0 over the Hurricanes. And UNCP currently ranked 9th in the region rankings and will play at home again on Wednesday against Francis Marion. They're still unbeaten in the Peach Belt Conference and looking to move up in those rankings. The men's team plays a game pretty shortly. Should be kicking off there at 1:30 local time, or 2:30 East Coast time. Also coming up at the top of the hour, UNCP volleyball is taking on Augusta University, still looking for that first Peach Belt Conference win. And also today, the first ever swim meet for UNCP Swim and Dive. They're at Columbia College in South Carolina. For final scores, updates on all of those, UNCPBraves.com is your online home for all things Brave athletics. Looks like Tuskegee has won the toss as the Golden Tigers take the field. The band playing on the far sideline. Tuskegee's won the toss. They also will defer, so the Braves will get the ball to start the game. And now they're just determining which teams will be on which side. Tuskegee is wearing red helmets, red jerseys, and red pants with white numbers and gold trim. The Braves, they debuted the white pants a week ago. They're wearing them again today. Black helmets, white jerseys with black numbers, and white pants. The 4-0 Golden Tigers and the 4-0 UNCP Braves, who will come out of here still perfect. A top 25 matchup on the gridiron coming up next on the Braves Broadcast Network. So Tuskegee will be going from right to left across the field at Abbott Memorial Stadium, and UNCP from left to right. 15 minutes on the first quarter game clock. Opening kickoff here between the number 21 Braves and the number 11 Tuskegee Golden Tigers. I'm Cameron Songer on the Braves Broadcast Network. So glad you're joining us for this big Division II college football matchup. Kicking off for the Golden Tigers, number 99, Dalton Hall, back deep to return for the Braves. It's number 24, Miles Grant. And they will kick it in front of Grant. He'll field it at the 10-yard line and take it up the middle, looking for a blocker. Nothing really develops. The pile keeps moving forward, and he keeps the legs turning, pushes all the way forward to the 30-yard line on the left hash. That's where the Braves will take over, 1st and 10 for the game's first possession. Starting lineup, starting with the offense for UNCP. Patrick O'Brien under center, and in the backfield with him, number 31, Rontonio Stanley. The wide receiver core, John Allen, Quay Threet, and B.J. Bunn. And the offensive line from left to right, Jaden Funderburk, Jared Johnson, Chris Hassard, DeMarcus Whitehurst, and Daniel Butler. Also see tight end number 88, Stedman Rush, in this opening formation. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left as the Braves start on their own 30, going from left to right across the field. O'Brien in that pistol formation, and before they can even get a play off, we've got a flag. Official signaling a false start. This is against the offense. So rather than 1st and 10, it's 1st and 15 for the Braves. Penalties have not been a huge problem for the Braves so far this season, as they give up 58.4 yards per game. So sort of a rare miscue by the Braves, but you can already tell, I think that might be the noise starting to get to them already. The band playing on the far sideline, and Again, Tuskegee noted for the shed. They have a shade structure on the far bleachers, and it really kind of funnels the noise from the band and student section right onto the field. Snap, they'll give it left side for Stanley. He's tripped up in the backfield and taken down for a loss of about 3. They were trying to stretch it to the outside. There was nothing there. That's defensive back Darius Holmes making a charge as they brought him on the blitz. The starting defense for Tuskegee looks like this on the defensive line. Julian Morgan, Kaylee James, Tank Ramseur, and Daryl George. The linebackers, Osmond Thompson, Quavon Taylor, and Khalil Gray. And in the defensive backfield, Darnell Hill, Eugene Leach, Jonah McCutcheon, and Darius Holmes. Empty backfield now for O'Brien as it's second down and long for the Braves. He gets the snap, has time to throw, fires over the middle, dropped by Huffman. And that just hit him right on the number. Couldn't hang on, and it brings up a third and very long for the Braves. We'll call it 3rd and 18. We've played about 45 seconds here in the first quarter, and the Braves already looking at a long field. So a couple options here for Shane Richardson and offensive coordinator Johnny Cox. Do you just try to go conservative? You might not try to get all 18 yards here. Or do you go for it? You have a deep threat in B.J. Bunn. Shotgun formation, O'Brien fakes the draw, now has time to throw. Fires, checks down, it goes to Allen off his hands and bounces incomplete. So couple good throws from from Patrick O'Brien. And that was just a check down to John Allen as he came across the formation. Couldn't haul it in, and the Braves go 3 and out on their first possession of the game. So it will be the punt team on for UNCP. The return man for Tuskegee is number 10, Ladero Petway, and he is very good, a very dangerous return man. Does have 1 punt return touchdown, and it's Matt Davis on to punt, and this one goes off the side of his foot, bounces into the Braves bench, and that didn't even reach midfield. The line of scrimmage was back near the 22-yard line, meaning Davis was kicking off inside his own 15, and let's see where they spot this. It looks like it'll be the 46, 47-yard line. And I think the chain gang might be a little confused because it looks like they overran that. So it will be 1st and 10 for Tuskegee, starting on the Braves' 42, as Kevin Lacey leads his offense onto the field. The starting lineup for the Tuskegee offense: Lacey is the quarterback, G. Jerron Craig the running back, with wide receivers Javaris Cheatham, Jeff Bowens, and Desmond Reese, behind an offensive line of Lowell Richardson, Kevin Shelton, Carlton Antoine, Stephen Massenberg, Leeward Brown, and tight end Leo Gilbert. 1st and 10 for the Golden Tigers. 1 minute into this game, and they're getting their first possession. Lacey drops back to pass, throws to the right, and led his man a little too far, but he does make the catch, tiptoeing the sideline. That's Javaris Cheatham. He gets about 4 yards. That pass just floated up in the air for a long time, but it was a catch by Cheatham, the sophomore from Greenville, Alabama. So Code Black, the UNCP defense, lines up like this: Eris Brooks, Ed Hopper, Marquin Hill, and Tyler Hinton, the defensive linemen. The linebacking core of Garrett Barnett, Elijah Williams in the middle, and Carlos Manning on the other outside. And then the secondary: Sean Everett, Josh Manns, Tyler Threet, and Matthew Thomas Quick. 2nd down and 7 for the Golden Tigers. Ball on the Braves' 39-yard line. Pistol formation. Lacey drops the snap. It's on the floor. It's a dive for the loose ball. Who has it? It's the Braves' ball. What a play. Heads up by the defensive line. And it looks like Eris Brooks was the one who fell on it for UNCP. 1st down, Braves. He had the snap initially, and then in going for the play fake, it looks like it just popped right out. Never really had the firm grasp on it that it looked like he had. So the Braves catch a major break following the Tuskegee fumble. They take over on their own 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Braves. No score in this one. 13:25 left to go in the first quarter. And the Braves get great starting field position. Play fake from O'Brien. Has time. Looks deep. Fires deep over the middle. Looking for Bunn. It's a little overthrown. Incomplete. Boy, B.J. Bunn is a fast receiver. He had a step on the DB. But O'Brien made the safe throw. Made it so no one could get to it, including his own guy. So 2nd and 10 for the Braves. Let's see, that was number 2, Darius Holmes, trying to run with Bunn step for step in coverage. Holmes is a redshirt sophomore and a transfer from Alabama State. So certainly a tough challenge again, as you know B.J. Bunn is getting a lot of attention in the passing game from whoever the Braves play. Play clock down to 8, 2nd and 10. They give this to Miles Grant. He gets room off the right side. Dancing forward into Tuskegee territory. A hard hit on him as his helmet comes off. And that'll be near a first down, not quite enough. And the Braves will have 3rd and short after the run into opponent's territory by Miles Grant. Hard tackle there from safety Jonah McCutcheon. Wrapped him up. And let's see where they spot this. Looks like they're moving the chains. I thought Grant was about half a yard short, but they will give him the forward progress for a first down. So the first down of the game goes to UNCP. Clock is stopped with 12:58 to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10 UNCP. Ball on the Tuskegee 42-yard line as the Braves drive from left to right. Pistol formation O'Brien. He's got fullback Dylan Davis in this formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And it's Stanley in the backfield. They give it to Stanley, left side. Falls forward about 4 yards. And he is wrapped up there by number 51, Khalil Gray. As well as number 53, Kevdrick Blue, the second-string defensive tackle, rotates in. Now a note on Blue, looking at the 2 deep here for Tuskegee. He's the only guy on this 2 deep, so 8 defensive linemen here, the starters and second string. He's the only one who wasn't on the 2 deep from last year, so a lot of returning depth in the trenches for Tuskegee. Gain of about 4 on the run by Stanley brings up a 2nd and 6 opportunity for UNCP. Snap to O'Brien, gives it back up the middle, and Stanley falls across the 35 to about the 34-yard line. He's a little slow to get up, and he'll be helped up by that Tuskegee player. That was Osban Thompson who made the tackle. Nice to see that. They got a little tangled up, but no ill will between those 2 players. Just a hard-nosed play, some hard-nosed running. And it brings up a 3rd and 3 for UNCP. Kind of quiet in the stadium right now as Tuskegee a little stunned after giving the ball up on their opening drive. 3rd and 3 for the Braves, 11.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score yet between the Braves and Golden Tigers. Shotgun formation, O'Brien swings it to his running back, led him a little too far, and they will say that was incomplete. That was very nearly a lateral. And now the helmet comes off from Osban Thompson. I think he just kind of tripped and fell. So the Braves can't get a first down on this sequence. They do muster 1 first down, and it looks like they'll bring out the punting unit. So, no, this is a field goal formation for UNCP. This would be a very long field goal for Matt Davis. Now, in warm-ups, he was hitting from 50+, but it's something else entirely to do it in a game. B.J. Bunn on to hold. This will be a 52-yarder from the left hash for Matt Davis. It would be a career long. 4th down and 3, and the Braves looking to put the first points on the board. A 52-yard field goal attempt for Matt Davis. The snap is down. The kick on its way. End over end. It's up, and it is waiting for the signal. It's good. Finally, the sign from the back judge who had walked the length of the end zone. I think he looked for the other officials. And finally, they say the kick is good. Matt Davis, 52-yard field goal. It's a career long, and the Braves go up 3-0. We'll be right back on the Braves Broadcast Network. Back here in Tuskegee, Alabama, 4:50 to go in the first quarter. Braves up 6-0 over the number 11 Tuskegee Golden Tigers. It's a matchup of top 25 and unbeaten teams. The Braves 4-0 and number 21 in Division II football. Tuskegee 4-0 and number 11. And right now, the Braves have taken advantage of a couple Tuskegee fumbles, but they're also outgaining the Golden Tigers 55-14. Deep kick from Matt Davis. Petaway will field in the end zone, starts to take a step forward, and then his teammate tells him, no, you should just kneel it in the end zone. And it's a touchback for the Braves, and the Golden Tigers will take it out to the 25-yard line. Don't miss out on your chance, Braves fans, to receive rewards for attending UNCP home athletic events during the 2016-17 season. Visit the App Store on your smartphone and download #BraveNation, UNCP's new fan engagement app. The app can be found on the Apple Store or on Google Play. Search #BraveNation. A couple home events coming up for UNCP sports. The volleyball team will be at home on Tuesday on Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court, and Francis Marion comes to the soccer pitch. That's Lumbee River EMC Stadium for a doubleheader against the women's and men's soccer teams from UNCP. That starts at 5 p.m. Both of those will be available on our YouTube channel. I formation, under center is Lacey. He gives it to the fullback, and there's nothing going on for him, as that was just a good read by Marquin Hill. He wraps him up and does not let go. Jerome Lewis, transfer from Chadron State, a senior from Decatur, Georgia, just had nowhere to go there. That's a loss of 2 yards on the run, and it brings up a 2nd and 12. 4.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Tuskegee trailing 6-0 against a tough Braves defense that's just been relentless. Going from right to left across their home field, I formation again for quarterback Kevin Lacey. He stands tall at 6'6", drops back to pass, throws it left, and it's short and incomplete. Leo Gilbert, the tight end, running an out route near the sideline, and it was a one-hopper to him. He kind of slid, trying to come back to the ball, but the Braves' defensive line getting such good pressure up the middle that Lacey, he's a tall guy, but he had to sort of fade back there and try to throw that off his back foot. Couldn't get enough mustard on it. Now it's 3rd and 12. Braves again force a 3rd and long, and the last time that happened, they flushed Lacey out of the pocket, let him get about 8 or 9 yards, but tackled him short of the first down marker. Let's see if that happens again. And as Tuskegee huddles up, the Braves have their personnel on the field. It looks like it'll be just 4 down linemen for UNCP. And just one linebacker. Dropping back to pass is Lacey out of the shotgun. He gets hit as he throws, fires it to the right side, incomplete. Hard hit on Lacey, and Lacey is shaken up as Garrett Barnett got a free shot at the quarterback. So Lacey's slow to get up, but he does walk back over to the sideline. 3 and out for Tuskegee on that possession, and UNCP will get the ball back. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's 6-0 UNCP. And back deep to return for UNCP is John Allen. And now a whistle before the play. Let's see what this is. This might be just a play clock thing. I think the play clock didn't start, so no penalty either way. The punter for Tuskegee is number 9, John Picaro. He had a pretty good punt earlier in this one on the first time he was called on to punt. John Allen back to return. He's standing at his own 40. High kick. Allen should be able to field this one. He lets it bounce again, then steps away from it. And it bounces straight up in the air and will bounce down at the 39-yard line. So the Braves catch a little bit of a break there. That the bounce doesn't hurt them. But John Allen would have had to range a lot to his right rather than try to catch it on the run. He just lets it bounce. And the Braves offense comes back out onto the field. Patrick O'Brien and the Braves offense has looked, well, they've looked okay so far in this one. Just 55 yards of total offense, 34 yards on the ground on 6 attempts, but the passing game is what needs to get going here for UNCP. And if that gets going, I think the Golden Tigers might be in some trouble because Code Black, the UNCP defense, has been so good. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, shotgun formation. O'Brien rolls to the left, and it's a delayed give to Stanley. Stanley gets hit at the 40, drags a man forward for about a yard more. It's a 2-yard gain for Rontonio Stanley, and the tackle by Osmond Thompson. Thompson with another solo tackle. He came in with 40 tackles on the year. The top tackler for Tuskegee, 19 of them by himself. And they'll give the forward progress up to the 42. So 2nd and 7 for the Braves. Ball spotted on the right hash as they drive from left to right. 6-0 UNCP lead. There's another handoff for Stanley. Not a lot of room for him, and he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. One of the offensive linemen pushed back there, and Stanley nearly ran into him at full speed. So 3rd and long coming up for the Braves. Loss of a half a yard there by Rontonio Stanley. But the Braves offense goes quickly. They have 4 receivers in this formation. Huffman and Threet to the right. They're on the near side. And on the far side, Rick Mack. And all the way near the Tuskegee sideline is B.J. Bunn. Shotgun formation, O'Brien. Play clock at 10. 4-man rush. O'Brien has time. Steps up in the pocket. Throws it short to Bunn. Caught at the 45. He needs to make something happen with his feet. He's pushed out of bounds. First down, Braves into Tuskegee territory. Well, B.J. Bunn with the ball in his hands is a lot more like a running back than a wide receiver. And that time he just turned upfield, had some open space, and got out of bounds, avoided the big hit, picks up a first down for UNCP. Now Bunn will get a breather as he looks to kind of stretch out that left leg a little bit. 3 receivers in this formation as tight end Stedman Rush returns to the field. Aaron Whitaker lined up as the lone receiver on the near side. 2 men spread out right. Now they motion Rush from left to right. Pistol formation for O'Brien, play clock down to 5. They give it to Stanley. Stanley dancing off right tackle, lowers the shoulder, falls down near the 45-yard line. Give him about 3 yards on that run. Brings up 2nd down for UNCP. Under 2 minutes to go now in the first quarter. UNCP leads Tuskegee 6-0. And B.J. Bunn comes back out onto the field. And there's a giant red mark on the right side of his jersey as he fell out of bounds. Natural grass here at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium, and they paint the near side in their colors. So B.J. Bunn got some paint on his jersey. They give it to Grant. Grant might have lost the ball as he went down, fallen on by UNCP. Tuskegee, you see a lot of hands on helmets right now. They can't believe that they couldn't fall on that ball. So 2 fumbles in this game by Tuskegee, both recovered by UNCP. 1 fumble now by UNC Pembroke, and it was recovered by UNC Pembroke. 3rd and a long 7, we'll call it 3rd and 8 for the Braves. Ball spotted on the Tuskegee 45-yard line. And there are no running backs in this formation. 2 receivers right, 3 to the left. O'Brien in the shotgun as he toes the midfield stripe. TU logo at midfield. 4-man rush, throw complete to Allen. Allen jukes his man back inside, then cuts back outside, reaches the ball forward. He has enough for a first down. They needed 8, they got 10. That's a great move in open space by John Allen. Redshirt sophomore from Asheville, North Carolina, moves the chains. First down, UNCP. 43 seconds left now in the first quarter. This could be the last play of the quarter. They stopped the clock to move the chains. Now it's rolling once again as the Braves are inside the Tuskegee 35-yard line. Stanley in the pistol formation with O'Brien. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Tuskegee shows pressure. They give it to Stanley. He gets a block on the near side, and he's pushed out of bounds inside the 25. That looks like it's enough for another Braves first down. Rontonio Stanley got a 1 block on the outside from B.J. Bunn and turned a little bit of open space into an 11-yard gain. First down, Braves. Clock running now 13-12, and I don't think the Braves need to run another play here. I don't think they want to, as they are ready to switch sides and come to the sideline, keep this drive going. 3-2, and now they all walk away from the line of scrimmage. A very good first quarter for UNCP. Plenty of room for improvement as the Braves go into the sideline. They'll switch sides. 6-0 UNCP after 1 quarter. We'll be right back. Start of the second quarter, UNCP leads Tuskegee 6-0, and the Braves are driving in Tuskegee territory with the ball on the 23-yard line. Braves fans, ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School. That's Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC. 1st and 10 for the Braves here to start the second quarter. Patrick O'Brien in the pistol formation. He's got Rontonio Stanley behind him. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, as the Braves drive from right to left. Snap to O'Brien, gives it to Stanley. Dances through the line of scrimmage. He is hit by one of the linebackers, dragged backwards. He'll get forward progress for about 3 yards. That's Osban Thompson, the linebacker, with some help by middle linebacker Quavon Taylor. Those guys have caused some problems for the Braves in the running game, but UNCP stuck with it, and they've had, well, moderate success so far. As we take a quick look at the stats through one quarter, UNCP's had success moving the ball, 93 total yards to just 12 by Tuskegee. Shotgun snap for O'Brien. He's alone in the backfield. Throws right side, complete. Spins off a tackle. Touchdown UNCP. It's Taryn Huffman. Taryn Huffman scores. Touchdown Braves. 12-0 UNCP with the extra point pending. The Braves moved their personnel around. They got the running backs out and went 5 wide. Tuskegee had some missed assignments there in coverage. Looked like Huffman was lined up all the way on the far side with I believe that was Threet running a drag route in front of him, dragged the extra coverage with him, and he was wide open along the far sideline. Matt Davis to attempt the extra point, the snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, it is good. And with 14:19 to go in the second quarter, Braves 13, Tuskegee 0. We'll be right back. Matt Davis on to kick off for UNCP. Kicks it high and deep. This one might split the uprights. It comes a little short of that, but they will take it back out to the 25-yard line. That's out of the back of the end zone. And UNCP has looked really good so far. It's been kind of a dream start for the Braves, as Tuskegee's had a little bit of trouble hanging on to the ball. A couple fumbles they lost, and the Braves done exactly what they needed to do. Is as the road team, you look to eliminate the home field advantage, and it's been pretty quiet over there from the far sideline behind the Tuskegee bench. 1st and 10 for the Golden Tigers as they look to get something going here on offense. Kevin Lacey leads his unit out there on the field as they're a little late in bringing in another guy out into the huddle. As we take a look at the stats right now, 13-0 Braves, and in terms of total offense, it's 116-12. Throw to the left side complete as it's a new quarterback in the game for Tuskegee, Jamarcus Azell, and he has his man enough for a first down to about the 40-yard line. So let's see if Lacey is actually okay if we see him again. But the freshman, Jamarcus Azell from Demopolis, Alabama, who's thrown for just 79 yards coming into this game, is now the signal caller here for Tuskegee. Kevin Lacey, 1 of 4 for 3 yards. Also 4 carries, minus 11 yards rushing. So not the start that the starting quarterback wanted. First and 10 for Tuskegee from their own 40. And before this play can get started, there's a flag on the play. And this is probably a false start on the offense. That's the first time Tuskegee has been flagged here today. It's been a very clean game thus far. One penalty for 5 yards by UNCP. And that was the first 5-yard penalty against Tuskegee. Time of possession so far, UNCP about doubling up Tuskegee. Tuskegee under 6 minutes, and the Braves at 10 minutes exactly. But the Golden Tigers looking to put together a drive now. 13.5 minutes to go before halftime with UNCP leading 13-0. Pistol formation for Zell. Fakes the run, throws deep over the middle, leaping catch into Braves territory. And that's Desmond Reese. First time we've called his name here today. Their top receiver into Braves territory, a gain of 25. Just a laser throw by the freshman quarterback. And the senior wide receiver has his 14th reception of the year. He came in just over 300 yards receiving today. Spot him at the Braves' 39-yard line. First down and 10 to go for Tuskegee. First time the Golden Tigers have been in Braves territory. Give goes up the middle to the fullback, and there's nothing there for Jerome Lewis. Brandon Wilson on that carry. Second down and 10 for Tuskegee. Just 2 receivers in this formation, 1 on each side, and the Braves giving those receivers plenty of room. I think they're expecting a run here on 2nd and long. Zell will drop back to pass, has time, throws over the middle, incomplete, over the head of Desmond Reese. Good coverage on the outside by Sean Everett, and it brings up 3rd and long. Boy, you see a Tuskegee player, one of the offensive linemen, getting helped up. That's left tackle Lowell Richardson. He was 4 or 5 yards back in the behind the line of scrimmage there as he needed help up from a teammate. He stays in the game. But it shows you what kind of dominance the Braves' defensive line is having in this game. They're really winning the war in the trenches on both sides of the ball. 3rd and 10 for Tuskegee, 12-14 left before halftime. Braves up 13-0. Zell gets the snap, rolls to the left, drops back to pass. Now he's flushed. He needs to tuck it and run. Tripped up, and he will come up short of the first down marker. Gain of about 5 on the run. Tripped up there by, I believe, Garrett Barnett. And now a decision for Tuskegee. 4th and 4 from the Braves' 34-yard line. Khalil Hollis also in on that tackle for the Braves. Looks like the offense stays on the field here on 4th and 4. Opportunity for Code Black to make another statement in this game. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left for Tuskegee. A fullback and a running back in the backfield with Zell. Gets the snap. Braves rush 5. Lobs the pass to the left side. Incomplete over the head of Reese, and it's a turnover on downs. UNCP football. Tuskegee just can't seem to string plays together right now. And I tell you what, if the Braves can score again on this possession, really start to create some separation. And this game looking a lot like the one a week ago. The Braves, who had been much more of a second-half team early in the season and throughout much of last season, well, they're the ones who are out there, as head coach Shane Richardson would say, they're throwing punches. Not literally, of course, but a lot of times football's about throwing the first punch. 11:23 to go in the second quarter. Braves come out. They're all bunched up near the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers on each side. And the shotgun formation for O'Brien. He gives it right up the middle for Stanley. Stanley has a little hole, and he takes advantage. Across the 45, down near the 50-yard line. It's a gain of 13 on the run, and that's Miles Grant on the carry. So near midfield there, just short of Tuskegee territory. And now the Braves making that late substitution. Trey Chandler comes on for Rick Mack at one of the wide receiver spots. 4 receivers in this formation for UNCP as the Braves drive from right to left across the field at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium in Tuskegee, Alabama. Shotgun formation for O'Brien. Motion man is Chandler. They get it to him on the shovel. And he has some room along the right side into Tuskegee territory, and that's enough for a first down, but there's a flag on the play. Came in from the back judge. And that could be in the area of holding or an illegal block. Quavon Taylor makes the tackle. If this play stands, it would be a first down by about the length of the football, but we'll have to see. And it is a hold against UNCP. Daniel Butler, the right tackle, opened up, well, let's say too big of a hole there for the running back, or excuse me, for the wide receiver there on that little sweep play. So instead of it being 1st and 10 in Tuskegee territory, Braves will face 1st and 20 all the way back on their own side of the 40-yard line. 10:45 to play in the second quarter. Braves 13, Golden Tigers 0. Kind of a stunned silence here in Tuskegee. This game has gone pretty much all Braves thus far. Now another whistle before this play. The officials will huddle up and figure this out. Reminder, fans, for all UNCP sports information, your home online is uncpbraves.com. It's a busy weekend for Braves athletics. UNCP volleyball in action at Augusta, men's and women's soccer on the road at Georgia Southwestern, and swim and dive, their first ever meet at Columbia College in South Carolina. Shotgun snap goes to O'Brien, swings it out to the running back. Grant loses his balance, breaks a tackle, and trying to stay on his feet, lost his helmet, and that's a loss of about 3. He just couldn't really ever put his foot in the ground and cut upfield. So Grant will have to exit because he lost his helmet on the play. Rontonio Stanley back in. But the Braves moving backwards on this drive. They need to get the ball to the Tuskegee 42-yard line. Right now the ball spotted on UNCP's 33. So second and very long for the black and gold. Second down and 26 yards to go. 3 receivers to the left. And it looks like Tuskegee's in a zone. They don't have anybody covering the slot receiver. That's B.J. Bunn. Blitz comes. O'Brien throws to the right side. Incomplete as he overthrew his intended target. He was trying to hit, I believe, John Allen. So third and very long as they're trying to go out route to John Allen for a gain of about 10 along the far sideline. They couldn't hook up. UNCP has not really thrown the ball that well. Patrick O'Brien right now 5 of 14 through the air, 65 yards, but does have a touchdown. And the Braves are up by 13 points with just under 10 minutes to go before halftime. Third and long. Blitz comes. O'Brien needs to get rid of it. Throws it, and that'll bounce off one of the linemen as he bats it down. Incomplete, and they'll get a flag for one of your linemen getting upfield. He showed great footwork in getting upfield. Trying to set up the screen there for Rontonio Stanley. And once he saw that hit him in the shoulder pad, all he could do was just bat it to the turf. That was Lawrence Keys, who, he made the heads-up play and kept that from being a turnover for UNCP. But that'll be an ineligible receiver downfield penalty. So that's your illegal touch. Whatever, it's just not good. Not good. Because he declines the penalty as they had forced a Braves 4th down. And now 4th and 26 for UNCP. Braves will be punting. It's Matt Davis to punt. And you can see the respect being shown by Ladero Petway. Davis will be kicking from about his own 20. Gets it off. It's a low kick, but again, a great charge into it as it bounces down at the 25. And it rolls. Petway picks it up, and he'll try to make something happen. He tries to break some ankles, can't do it. Great coverage coming up the field. That's Bikembe Kearney sprinting upfield. Taryn Huffman nearly broke down and dove at one of those fakes, but the Braves pin him back all the way at the 16-yard line. What a day it's been for Matt Davis, kicking and punting. And he hit a 52-yard field goal to open the scoring, also hit one from about 24 yards, so he's 2 for 2 on field goals, and 2 absolutely ridiculous punts that have really flipped the field and has really helped UNCP kind of control the proceedings in this one. Davis now 2 punts, 88 yards, averaging 44 yards per punt, including one, that 69-yard punt earlier. In the I formation is Zell. They give it to the fullback as he tries to go up the middle. Jerome Lewis just has nowhere to go again. Tuskegee trying to control the line of scrimmage and give a lot of credit to the Braves front four. The starters, Eris Brooks, Ed Hopper, Marquin Hill, and Tyler Hinton. Also seeing Alpha Lamine, Khalil Vance, Nathan London, and Tajai Lyles rotate in there as well. 8 defensive linemen who are rotating in and just making plays for UNCP to keep Tuskegee from advancing the ball very far. Gain of about 3 on the play. It brings up 2nd and 7 for Tuskegee from their own 20-yard line. 9 minutes to go before halftime. Braves up 13-0. Freshman quarterback Zell is still the signal caller here for Tuskegee. He's in the shotgun now, 2 receivers on each side. Play clock running down, and he's forced to take a timeout. It's the first timeout from either team. And Tuskegee, let's see if this is going to be the catalyst for them as they can try to figure some things out. Timeout on the field, we will take it as well. 8:47 to go in the second quarter. It's Braves 13, Tuskegee 0. Back in Tuskegee, UNCP leads 13-0 with 8:47 to go before halftime. The Golden Tigers have the ball on their own 20-yard line, driving from left to right across the field at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium in Tuskegee. I'm Cameron Songer. Thank you so much for joining us on the Braves Broadcast Network. Second string quarterback Zell is in the game, tries to get the ball to his running back, but there's a flag, and they'll blow this play dead before it can even get started. Probably a false start on Tuskegee. That'll back him up to 2nd and about 11 or 12. Big matchup for this, for both of these teams. Number 11 Tuskegee comes in at 4-0 after going 10-3 a year ago. Number 21 UNC Pembroke 4-0 as well. They were 6-4 a year ago, and this is just the second all-time meeting between these two schools, with the Braves winning last year's contest 29-17. So Tuskegee moves back to their own 15-yard line, ball on the right hash, and it's 2nd and 12. Cannot say enough good things about the Braves' defense so far in this game, as they have just really kept Tuskegee from getting anything going on offense. Total yards, UNC Pembroke 125, Tuskegee 63, and 2 fumbles lost by the Golden Tigers have been the difference. Gibbs goes up the middle and taken down in the backfield. Great surge from the outside. Garrett Barnett makes the tackle for UNCP, a loss of a yard for Kenny Gant. Tyler Hinton got the great push that freed up some space. Garrett Barnett cleaned it up. 3rd and long for the Golden Tigers. They need to get the ball to their own 26-yard line. And on 3rd downs, Golden Tigers have been pretty good this year, converting 45% of the time. Hasn't been the case here today. Really been struggling on 3rd downs because they face such long situations. 4 down linemen for UNCP, 2 running backs, shotgun formation for Zell. The snap, he will tuck it and run, and he is hit hard in the backfield and dropped for maybe no gain. Tyler Hinton hit him right at the waist and made all movement cease. 4th down and long coming up as Tuskegee's offense goes 3 and out once again. Well, it doesn't matter if it's the starting quarterback, Lacey, or the second stringer, Jamarcus Zell. There really hasn't been much going on for Tuskegee. Punting from his own goal line, here is John Picaro. Braves come after it. They can't get to it. It's a high punt. It'll be fielded by Bunny. Fair catches right near midfield. It'll be caught perhaps a yard or 2 on the Tuskegee side. That's where they'll spot it right at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 UNCP as the offense comes back out onto the field. White jerseys, white pants, and black helmets. UNCP looking sharp. 2nd week in a row they've worn the new white pants. with the Adidas logo on them. Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 17 of UNC Pembroke's varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is offering one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. UNCP thanks Adidas for all of their support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its athletes. Give goes to Grant. He dives across the 45-yard line for a gain of about 4. Second down and 6 coming up for UNCP. 7:10 remaining in the second quarter. Braves with a 13-0 lead on the road against the higher-ranked Tuskegee Golden Tigers. And now fullback Dylan Davis comes off. The Braves, I think, trying to spread the field now. B.J. Bunn alone on the near side of the field. He'll be matched up one-on-one against DB Darnell Hill. Shotgun formation for O'Brien with 3 receivers to the right. They give it right back up the middle. No, it's a play fake. Trying to throw to Bunn. There's a flag as B.J. Bunn was wearing Darnell Hill like a backpack. Great play fake there as Miles Grant really sold that run too. And B.J. Bunn was the intended target on it. It was an incomplete pass. Pass was about a yard ahead of him, but Darnell Hill was also all over B.J. Bunn's shoulder pads. Flag came in from the near side right in front of the Braves bench, so it's possible that Shane Richardson had something to do with that flag flying. We'll see if they actually... Oh, they pulled that flag back. So Darnell Hill does not get flagged for pass interference, and the Braves will now face 3rd and 6 rather than getting the automatic first down. Just outside of Matt Davis's field goal range, the Braves need a first down here in order to think about scoring on this drive. And I imagine they're in 4-down territory. Moving some guys off the field. Late substitution means that Tuskegee can also sub. Braves will spread the field with 5 wide receivers. No running backs. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's B.J. Bunn, and now the Braves want to call timeout and figure this play out. Patrick O'Brien didn't have the play call he wanted, so it's a timeout taken by UNCP. We will take it as well. 6:39 to go in the second quarter. Braves 13, Tuskegee 0 on the Braves Broadcast Network. Important 3rd down coming up for UNCP. Braves have the ball on the Tuskegee 44-yard line. They face 3rd and 6. Patrick O'Brien in the shotgun. Receivers all bunched up near the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. As Tuskegee with just 3 down linemen and a bunch of DBs in this formation. 6:39 to play before halftime. Braves with a 13-point lead. Tuskegee comes after the quarterback. Can't get home. The pass to the left side, and it's dropped. Incomplete. Oh, boy. Rick Mack popped up. He had the ball in his hands, but the officials quick to signal that he did not complete the process of the catch as he went to the turf. So good job by the O-line to hold up, give O'Brien time, just couldn't get the ball on the spot. And now 4th and 6. The Braves will keep the offense on the field. They'll go for it. As they're on Tuskegee's side of midfield, just trying to move the chains. They need to hustle, though. Play clock down to 9 with 6:33 to go in the second quarter. Shotgun formation, O'Brien on 4th down. 1 running back. Blitz comes. Time. O'Brien throws over the middle, complete to Bunn. He is tripped up and taken down the line of scrimmage. And that's a turnover on down. Osmond Thompson tried to fire up the Tuskegee sideline as the Braves offense comes off the field after they couldn't get the yardage they needed on 4th down. Tuskegee takes over at their own 46-yard line. Pretty good starting field position, but Code Black defensively for UNCP has been so solid at keeping Tuskegee from stringing drives together. They've held the Golden Tiger offense to just 62 total yards, 13 carries, 18 rushing yards. That's wild. This is a Tuskegee offense that that accounts for nearly 200 yards rushing per game. Lacey back in at quarterback. It's a pitch to the left side. Pushed out of bounds is J.Jeron Craig. That was nearly a late hit out of bounds. I don't see any flags, though. Garrett Barnett ranging to his right, and stopping that play for a gain of just 3. Well over 150 yards on the ground per game for Tuskegee. And with that last run, they just broke the 20-yard barrier so far in this game. 6 minutes to go before halftime, and the Braves lead 13-0. Again, I formation for Lacey under center. He will drop back to pass. Braves rush just 4. He has time. Throws complete to the near side and pushed out of bounds is number 18, Jeff Bowens. Looked like some busted coverage there as Khalil Hollis finally came up to make the stop. Matt Thomas Quick coming over from the other side also. And that puts the Golden Tigers into Braves territory. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Under 6 to play. Tuskegee looking to break that goose egg on the scoreboard. It's 13-0 Braves. 4 down linemen for the Braves. They will rush 4. Give up the middle. Tripped up in the backfield. Great tackle by Khalil Vance. There's no room for J.Jeron Craig on this play. Khalil Vance, junior from Greensboro, North Carolina. He's already surpassed his total in tackles from a year ago. He had 10 tackles last year, and that gives him 11 this year. Nice job by Vance, plugging up the holes on the defensive line. Just one of many defensive linemen who's made plays today for UNCP. 2nd and 10 for Tuskegee. Lacey under center, drops back to pass. Fires a long one towards the left side. DB slips, and near the sideline, did the receiver keep his feet in bounds? He did not. Incomplete pass. Javaris Cheatham turned his DB all around. I believe that was Matt Thomas Quick. He ended up falling at about the 10-yard line. That pass dropping in about 2 yards in the end zone, but Cheatham couldn't tiptoe the sidelines, and it's just an incomplete pass, and the Braves dodged a major bullet there. So it's 3rd and 10. Ball spotted at the Braves' 33-yard line. 3rd and 10 for the Golden Tigers. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Fullback and a running back behind Lacey, who's under center. Lacey drops back to pass. Pressure coming from both edges, throws to the left side. This is thrown up in the air and knocked away, incomplete. Great job by Bikembe Kearney. He came in and cut under Cheatham as the pass went through the hands of Matt Thomas Quick, who leapt up thinking interception. Couldn't get it, but the ball again falls harmlessly to the turf. 4th down for Tuskegee, and looks like the offense stays on the field. 4:46 to go before halftime. The Braves couldn't get a conversion on 4th down on their last possession. Now the Braves looking to return the favor with their defense, as Tuskegee will go for it. Cheatham makes his way over to the sideline. He was a little shaken up, and I don't blame him. He was basically flipped upside down as he went up for that catch. Tuskegee couldn't break the huddle in enough time. They just go ahead and call the timeout, and we will take it with them. 4:46 left before halftime. 4th and 10 coming up for Tuskegee. They're down 13-0 in this one. We'll be right back. Very important 4th down here for Tuskegee. They face 4th and 10 from the Braves' 33-yard line. 4:46 to go before halftime with UNCP leading 13-0. On the Braves Broadcast Network, I'm Cameron Sauger. Thank you for joining us for this top 25 matchup. The number 11 Golden Tigers a little stunned right now as the number 21 Braves, also 4-0, have come out and hit him in the mouth early. 4 receivers, 2 on each side for Lacey. 4-man rush, throws, right side complete to the running back, and that's enough to move the chains. Hanging on is J.J. Craig. The ball was kind of squirting around as he went down towards the ground, but held on to make the catch. 1st down Tuskegee as they convert on 4th down for the first time this season. That was a much-needed conversion by Tuskegee. And you got to say, right now, the momentum is with the Golden Tigers. 4.5 minutes to go before halftime. Plenty of time. They can run their offense, try to get some points. But you also need to be careful about leaving too much time for a very dangerous UNCP offense. Lacey comes out in a pistol formation. Fullback to his left, running back behind him, 2 receivers on the left side. Rolling to the left, throws back over the middle, has a man in the end zone. Did not get his foot down inbound. Incomplete. Leo Gilbert, the second favorite target, second leading receiver. He's the tight end. Came in with 9 receptions. Just wasn't able to get a foot down inbounds. Remember, in college football, you only need 1 foot in the end zone or on the sidelines for it to be a completed catch. Wasn't able to get the foot down. Good coverage by the safety, Tyler Threet there, coming in at the last second and forcing him out of bounds. 2nd and 10 for the Golden Tigers. Every play that they've run doesn't result in points. You can just kind of sense the tension picking up here at their home stadium. High snap, Lacey gets to it, has time, throws to the right side, caught and pushed out of bounds is Desmond Reese. That's going to move the chains for Tuskegee. 1st down, caught at the 4-yard line, the 9-yard line. And now it's 1st and goal for the Golden Tigers. Looking to get their first points of the afternoon. It's 13-0 UNCP with 3:45 to go in the first half. 4 down linemen for UNCP. Let's see if they bring pressure on Lacey. The snap, he rolls to the left, now makes the late pitch. It's a fumble. It's down on the turf, fighting for the loose ball. I see 2 Braves and 1 Tuskegee player who is at the bottom of this pile. And I believe the running back, J.J. Craig, was the one to fall on it. And Tuskegee dodges a bullet there. They'll lose 6 yards on the play, but they keep possession. 2nd down and goal. Back to the 15-yard line. Lacey with the option to the left side, kind of with the late pitch. It was almost more of an overhand toss, kind of a jump pass, and it was way behind J.J. Craig. He just knocked it down and then was able to fall back on it. They'll spot at the 14, play clock down to 6, under 3 minutes to go in the first half. I formation, Lacey gets the snap off, pitch goes to the left side, hit in the backfield, wrapped up, and that's a loss of about 4 on the play. Khalil Vance makes the stop on Kenny Gant, and it's now going to be 3rd and goal from all the way back near the 18-yard line. Braves bring off some of the big guys, bring on some extra DBs, and some fresh legs along the defensive line. 2:20 left before halftime. It's still 13-0 Braves. Tuskegee probably thinking end zone here on 3rd and goal. First time all game they've had a goal-to-go situation. They've moved straight backwards. A fumble and then a rushing loss. Lacey drops back to pass. He's pressured. Can't get away from the rush. Alpha Lamine makes the sack all the way back near the 30-yard line. Lamine, now 2.5 sacks on the season. He just dragged Lacey down and wasn't letting go. So this turns into a very long field goal situation. They'll actually spot the ball back at the 25. It was the forward progress stopping at the 25-yard line and then spun all the way back to near the 30. So this will be a 42-yard field goal attempt for the kicker, Dalton Hall. And Hall is a big guy. It doesn't look like at first glance a kicker. 6'2", 250, the kicker. And running back Marquez Burdette to hold the kick. It's up, and it is no good. Pulled it to the right, and Tuskegee still not on the board. 1:20 left in the first half, and the Braves make a big stop at the goal line and force a missed field goal. 13-0 Braves with the UNCP offense coming back out onto the field. They'll take over at their own 25. They have 2 timeouts and looking to make some plays here to go the length of the field. Remember, the Braves got the ball to start the game. Tuskegee will get the ball to start the second half. And we'll see how the Braves call this here on offense. Do you go conservative, you keep the 13-point lead here at halftime, or do you try to add to it and really extend this one? Minute 20 as Patrick O'Brien has his offense back out on the field. A tight end on the left side of this formation, 2 receivers to the left. And B.J. Bunn all alone on the far side as the Braves go from right to left across the gridiron. Snap to O'Brien. They give it up the middle for Stanley. Stanley bounces off the left side, taken down from behind. A good tackle by Osmond Thompson to stay with it. And there's no gain on the play there for Antonio Stanley, who thought he was ready to break that one, but got chased down from behind. Clock will run as we're under a minute to play in the first half. Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium in Tuskegee has been quiet all afternoon. Give off right side for Stanley. Stanley looking for a hole. Ball, or no, it's a helmet on the turf. And now a flag comes in. And Stanley's finally hit down near the 20-yard line. Another flag comes from the back judge. And let's see what this is all about. It's probably going to be on Thompson as his helmet came off and he continued to play. That's tough. That's a tough one to swallow if you're Tuskegee if that ends up being the penalty. And it is against the rules. Once your helmet comes off, you're supposed to just stop play. If you're a defensive player, if you're the ball carrier, the play is dead once your helmet comes off. It's a player safety issue, but it's also a player safety issue to stop playing, in the middle of a play. And it goes against your instincts as a player. So tough either way, but probably the right call. As they sort this one out, the officials all huddled up there right in front of the Tuskegee bench as they explain that to Tuskegee head coach Willie Slater. Slater's in his 11th season, 96-24 career at Tuskegee. And they'll pick up the flag, say no flag for illegal participation. So just keep the result of the play, which is a 2-yard gain by Rontonio Stanley. Now they should start the clock now. And it's currently showing 42.8 seconds left before halftime. I imagine the Braves don't want to give Tuskegee the ball back with any opportunity to score. Not very often you go into a top 15 opponent's building and have the opportunity to go to halftime with a shutout. But that's exactly what the Braves have done here in this first half. They've held Tuskegee to 91 yards of total offense. They've only mustered 127 themselves. And now here comes the clock. It finally starts. So the game clock at under 40, the play clock now at 20. So about a 15-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. And if the Braves do anything other than just keep this on the ground with either a run or a safe pass, I'd be stunned. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. O'Brien drops back to throw. He has time. Throws right, incomplete. That'll stop the clock and bring up 4th down. He was looking for Trey Chandler and just kind of threw it out of bounds. So the clock stops with 19.8 seconds left. 4th and 8 for the Braves. And the offense was hanging out on the field for a minute there, and now they'll head to the sidelines, and they'll bring out Matt Davis to punt. So slightly puzzling play call there from the Braves, and I imagine Tuskegee will probably try to come after this punt and try to just make something happen here before halftime. 13-0 Braves lead. Matt Davis has just been rocking with the punts today. Matt Davis goes on to punt. It's a high kick. It just hangs up there. And it's angled away from the return man. Takes a Braves bounce, because why not? And it comes to a stop at the 30-yard line. They'll finally blow the play dead with 7 seconds left. Tuskegee takes over on their own 30. Remember, the Golden Tigers will get the ball to start the second half. Will we see a shot towards the end zone here, or will they just kind of take it easy, get ready for the second half by sending it to halftime? They do have a timeout, so they could take a quick shot, call that timeout, and then try to take another one. A couple different options here for Tuskegee and their offense that's really not been able to get much going. It looks like the victory formation here for Tuskegee. This time it's the victory belonging to the Braves, as they won that first half pretty thoroughly. Running back deep back in the formation. Lacey under center, kneels down, and that is the end of half number 1. What a way to start the game for UNCP. They force a couple fumbles, turn it into some field goals, and then find the end zone with a pass to Taryn Huffman. As we go to halftime, it's UNCP 13, Tuskegee 0. We'll be back in a few minutes with some halftime stats and the start of the second half. This is the UNCP Braves Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the broadcast. We're at Cleve L. Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium, the Alumni Bowl in Tuskegee, Alabama, for a top 25 showdown between the number 21 UNC Pembroke Braves and the number 11 Tuskegee Golden Tigers. Both teams come in 4-0. One team will leave here 5-0. And if the first half is any indication, it'll be the UNCP Braves. They lead 13-0 here at halftime. This is the UNCP Braves Halftime Report. I'm Cameron Songer. Thank you so much for joining us on the Braves Broadcast Network. As it's been a busy day so far. It's been a busy weekend for UNC Pembroke Athletics. Let's start by giving you some scores from around the area, around UNCP sports. Women's soccer picked up a 4-0 win at Georgia Southwestern earlier today. They are still perfect in Peach Belt Conference play. Men's soccer also looking to stay perfect in Peach Belt Conference play. They pick up a 5-1 win at Georgia Southwestern. That one might not be final yet, but let's be real. It's soccer. It's a 5-1 game in the waning minutes. The men's soccer team is going to win that game and pick up another Peach Belt Conference win. Now, volleyball down 2-1 at Augusta, but looking to stay alive. Still looking for that first Peach Belt Conference win on the volleyball court. And then UNCP women's swimming and diving with the first ever meet in school history. They're at Columbia College in South Carolina. Don't have live stats for you on that one, but look for uncpbraves.com for the recap and the final stats. I was talking to head coach Rhonda Blank before this meet earlier in the week, and she was kind of joking that they're going to set a lot of records, and well, technically she's right. It's the first ever swim meet in UNCP history, so a lot of records will be set, I guess, established for UNCP swim and dive. A look at the upcoming schedule for UNCP broadcasts on our video YouTube channel, talking home events. Tuesday, volleyball takes on Lander at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Wednesday, we have a soccer doubleheader against Francis Marion starting at 5 p.m. with the men's game at 7:30. And then Saturday, women's soccer takes on Armstrong State, and I believe that one starts at 1 p.m., but don't quote me on that. Check uncpbraves.com for the full schedule, of course. And then here on the radio channel, the next UNCP football game will be at Lenoir-Rhyne, so we'll be back here on the radio channel, the one you're on right now. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button now while you're here so you won't miss that one. Next weekend, UNCP football stays in the state of North Carolina and takes on Lenoir-Rhyne. Halftime stats, the Braves leading 13-0 over Tuskegee, outgaining the Golden Tigers 129-90. Possession time, it's actually been a slight edge for the Golden Tigers. They have about 2 more minutes of possession time, but they're 0 of 7 on third downs compared to 2 of 9 for the Braves. And UNCP also hasn't turned the ball over. We've had 2 lost fumbles by Tuskegee and 4 total fumbles. The Braves have had 1 fumble and didn't cough it up. Patrick O'Brien not been very accurate in the first half. He does have the game's only touchdown. It was a pass to Taryn Huffman, but O'Brien 7 of 20 through the air for 57 yards. Tuskegee's used 2 quarterbacks, Kevin Lacey and Jamarcus Ezell, after Lacey was injured. Ended up coming back, but Lacey's 4 of 11, Ezell 2 of 3, neither up over 47 yards. And rushing yards, it's been a struggle for both teams. The Braves are at least moving the ball on the ground, 16 carries, 72 yards. Tuskegee, 19 carries, 3 net rushing yards. They're going to look to improve that here in the second half. It will be Tuskegee ball to start the second half, and the second half coming up in about 30 seconds. We'll step aside for just a moment and come back. Second half coming up next on the Braves Broadcast Network. Start of the second half at Tuskegee University. I'm Cameron Songer on the Braves Broadcast Network. UNCP with a 13-0 lead over the number 11 Golden Tigers. And this would be an upset, but it wouldn't be a huge upset. The Braves are 4-0 and number 21 in Division II football. A battle of unbeatens, a top 25 showdown. And this has been a fun game so far, if you're a Braves fan. Frustrating first half for Tuskegee. They will look to take out some of that frustration here in the second half. Matt Davis will kick off for UNCP. Braves in their road whites with white pants, black helmets. Tuskegee in the all red helmets, red shirts, red pants. Golden Tigers going from left to right across their field at Alumni Bowl. And Petaway will take it from about 7 yards back in the end zone. Breaks a tackle. There's a flag that comes up from the back. Now he cuts to the far side, spins back towards the middle. A bunch of white shirts chasing after him. He's still going at the 30 and gets out of bounds. There are about 7 Braves around him, but there's a flag on the play back near the 20-yard line. This is probably a hold or a block in the back, and it will negate a lot of that excitement. It is a hold, and this will set Tuskegee back to start their third quarter. As a reminder, Braves fans, winter sports are right around the corner. The swimming and diving team opened their inaugural season on the road at Columbia College Day in South Carolina. Check uncpbraves.com for results. The basketball teams host Moonlight Madness on October 20th at 7:30 p.m. as part of Homecoming Week in Pembroke. Admission to that event is free, as is the wrestling team's annual gold and black and gold inter-squad scrimmage, which will also take place on Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court on Thursday, October 20th. 1st and 10 for Tuskegee. They have a long way to go to find the end zone. They just need some kind of points here to start this third quarter. They start inside their own 10 at about the 8-yard line. And it is Kevin Lacey, the 6'6" senior quarterback, who starts out under center. No receivers on the near side to his right. I formation. They give it to the fullback, diving forward across the 10-yard line to about the 11. That's Jerome Lewis, and he gains about 4. Tackle made by Eris Brooks, defensive end, a redshirt junior from Jacksonville, North Carolina. Talked a lot about how well the Braves' defensive line played in the first half. Did a great job of keeping Tuskegee from creating plays in the running game. And if you can force a team to be one-dimensional, you're doing your job as a defense. 2nd and 7. I formation again for Lacey. This time he rolls to the left, keeps it this time, tucks it and runs, and he is pushed out of bounds. Oh, hit hard as he goes out of bounds. No flag on the play as Lacey pops right back up near the 20-yard line. Wow, that was a high hit coming from the safety spot. He pops right back up. He's a tough guy, but that's a dangerous play from UNCP. Almost gave up a lot of yards off of a penalty. Tyler Threet, one of the DBs involved in that play. Also Khalil Hollis on the field for UNCP. He took a high hit right at the 20-yard line. Now, Lacey's tough, but he's also 6'6", 175. We saw him miss a couple sequences in the first half as he had a big hit from Garrett Barnett on a pass play. But he stays in the game here. Drops back to pass, fake, now throws short right side, sliding, trying to make the catch. And they'll call it incomplete as Javaris Cheatham couldn't complete the catch as he went to the turf. Cheatham's been a favorite target in the passing game for Tuskegee. He's been targeted quite a bit, but hasn't really made a lot of catches. Desmond Reese, the only receiver for Tuskegee with multiple catches. He has 3 for 52 yards. B.J. Bunn leads the Braves with 3 catches for 11 yards. Taryn Huffman has the longest catch for the Braves, the 22-yard touchdown. And he has 41 yards to lead the Braves in receiving. 2nd and 10 for Tuskegee. 13:42 left in the third quarter, trailing by 13. Option pitch goes to the near side. Looking for space, nothing doing there for Gant. He maybe got a yard or 2. Garrett Barnett, Elijah Williams making the stop for UNCP. Brings up a 3rd and 8 situation for Tuskegee on the opening drive of quarter number 3. The Golden Tigers going from left to right across the field at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium. UNCP, Code Black defense. They've done such a good job so far keeping the big plays out of Tuskegee's playbook. Keeping Tuskegee from hitting on those big plays and really getting the crowd involved in this one. Pistol formation, Lacey keeps it, throws over the middle, has his tight end into Braves territory. First down to the 50-yard line. Ball came out at the end. There's a whistle, and they'll say he was down. Dikembe Kearney recovered the fumble and was running upfield. He got about 20 yards upfield before stopped. And Leo Gilbert was down before that ball popped out. So a gain of about 25 on the play, a little more. And Leo Gilbert, the tight end, has a first down for Tuskegee on a 3rd and long. That could be a momentum play that helps get the Golden Tigers moving here in the second half. Good play fake and a solid throw. Lacey had plenty of time that time. 4 down linemen for the Braves. I formation for Tuskegee as they take the ball. 1st and 10 from the Braves 49. Give goes up the middle. Now trying to bounce it outside is Gant. He has some room. Taken down across the 45 to about the 44-yard line. Gain of about 5 or 6 on the run. Gant, redshirt freshman, transferred from Bethune-Cookman. Still looking for his first touchdown in a Tuskegee uniform. But that was a solid run there for a guy who averages about 5.5 yards per carry. He got 6 yards on that carry officially. 2nd and 4. So we've played just about 3 minutes here in the third quarter. It's a 13-0 UNCP lead. I formation for Lacey. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Lacey has time. He throws deep to the left side. The man has a step, hauls it in. No, incomplete. He was out of bounds again. That was Cheatham again. Excuse me, that's Desmond Reese, the intended target, all the way on the far sideline. And Tuskegee really trying to use the entire width of the field. That time, Reese had a foot out of bounds when he made that catch. So it's incomplete. 3rd down and about 5 now for the Golden Tigers. The ball is at the UNCP 43-yard line. Tuskegee has not been good on 3rd downs in this game. In fact, their first 3rd down conversion came earlier on this drive. They were 0 in the first half. Option to the right side. Pitch made to Gant. Gant has to cover a lot of ground, and he can't do it. Great coverage by UNCP. They string the option out and stop him in the backfield. Garrett Barnett, Tyler Threet make the stop. Loss of a yard there for Tuskegee. And that brings up a 4th down, and out comes the punting unit. So they advance the ball into Braves territory on their first drive of the third quarter, but can't get that big 3rd down conversion they so desperately needed. So now with 11 minutes left in the third quarter, the Braves will get the ball back following the punt by John Picaro. B.J. Bunn back deep to return. His heels are at the 10-yard line. Picaro squares up a high kick, and it spirals. Bunn trying to get away from it, and it rolls near the end zone. Did they keep it out? No. It did hit right on the goal line, and it's a touchback. Boy, it's been a game of inches here for Tuskegee. They've had a couple fumbles that they've not been able to recover. A couple of passes near the far side where the guy has just stepped out of bounds. A pass in the back of the end zone where the receiver was ruled out. And now a kick that could have been downed at the 1-inch line goes all the way back out to the 20. And that's where the Braves will take over 1st and 10. 10:50 to go in the third quarter. It's a 13-0 lead for the visiting UNC Pembroke Braves. Patrick O'Brien has his offense on the field as they figure out what their formation is going to look like. 2 receivers go to the right. B.J. Bunn on the near side. He's alone on the left. Fullback Dylan Davis and running back Rontonio Stanley behind O'Brien in the pistol. Snap. They will give it to Stanley. Stanley tries to push it up the middle, tries to push the pile forward. Gets a moderate success, maybe a gain of about 3 on the run. Osban Thompson there to meet him as he tried to push forward. Thompson, one of the leading tacklers for Tuskegee. He plays that strong side linebacker spot and is very effective at it. Braves go a little bit smaller on the field as Rick Mack, the wide receiver, comes in. He goes to the right side of this formation. One of 3 receivers on that right side. Fullback comes out. Shotgun. O'Brien with time. 4-man rush. Throws short to the right side, complete to Allen. Allen gets hit from behind, but does fall forward near the 1st down marker. And if anything, it's going to be 3rd and just a couple inches for the Braves. Allen gets a 3rd and 1 situation for UNCP. Now Dylan Davis comes right back in. I mean, got to think the Braves might just try to ram this down the Golden Tigers' throats. 5 minutes down here in the third quarter. Tuskegee came up empty on their first drive of the third quarter. Now the Braves facing 3rd and 1. Pressure comes. They give it to Stanley up the middle. He tries to reach the ball forward. Let's see where they spot the ball. I don't think he got there. They needed to get the ball across the 30-yard line, and there's a Brave down right in the middle of the formation. I believe that's the fullback, Dylan Davis, who's a little slow to get back up. And he's not bearing any weight on that left foot as he pops out of the pile. 4th down, and they say that they did not get the the yardage there. So it's going to be 4th down. The Braves will punt. And it'll be Matt Davis to punt again for UNCP. Remember, Nate Williams had been the punter for most of the season here for UNCP. But Matt Davis has done such a good job of punting for the Braves so far today. 3 punts, averaging 47 yards, and this is another great kick, a spiral. He was punting from near his 20. This will bounce inside the 10. It takes a Brave bounce and dies inside the 10-yard line. Incredible job of flipping the field by Matt Davis, and Tuskegee will start inside their own 10-yard line. A 63-yard punt by Matt Davis. And, I'm not sure he was needed to audition for the punter role. How about this? He had that's a 63-yard punt. It's not his longest punt of the day. He had a 69-yarder earlier. So 2 punts now of 60-plus yards, 3 punts of 50-plus yards, and I'm pretty sure he kind of shanked his first punt. So what a day it's been for him since that initial miscue. 1st and 10 for Tuskegee. They take over 8:39 left in the 3rd quarter. And points now just become more and more essential for Tuskegee the longer they have been shut out in this game. Lacey leads the offense back out onto the field for Tuskegee. Trailing 13-0, he's in the I formation. He will keep it on the play fake. Now he's flushed out. Tucks it, and he looks to run along the far sideline and gets out of bounds for a gain of about 7. That's what he can do if a play breaks down. The Braves have done such a good job of containing him within the pocket so far. That time he was able to get away and make something happen with his feet. Brings up a 2nd and 6 for Tuskegee. They trail 13-0 as they go for 5-0. They're 4-0 right now. So are the Braves in a top 25 matchup. The Golden Tigers are no doubt the favorites in this one as they are number 11, the Braves number 21. But don't tell the Braves they were the underdogs. They've just been playing like the better team so far. Give goes up the middle. Gant tries to lower the shoulder, gets met right at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if there was anything there for him. That's Kenny Gant, the freshman from Tampa, Florida, was the ball carrier and got back to the line of scrimmage. They might give him forward progress for a yard. 3rd and 2 for Tuskegee. They need to get the ball past the 19-yard line. It's a long 2 or a short 3. If they get it to the 20, they have a 1st down. The ball is spotted just outside the 17-yard line. And it's another give. This time Gant has room across the left tackle. He's across the 20. Ball might have popped out at the end. And it is enough for a 1st down. UNCP defense stays on the field, so if it was a fumble, they didn't fall on it. And it's a 1st down for Tuskegee. 7.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. We're already halfway through this quarter, and it's been pretty slow. Neither team has really done much on offense to threaten, and both teams really keeping on the ground and keeping the clock running, which, of course, favors UNCP at this point. 1st and 10 for Tuskegee. Drops the snap. It's fumbled. Lacey falls right back on it, and recovered by Tuskegee. And let's say that's a loss of about a yard for Tuskegee, but that's their 5th fumble today. They recovered 2 of their first 4, but that means the Braves recovered the other 2. And both of those fumbles resulted in a field goal for the Braves. So it's been the turnover bug that's been biting Tuskegee, and give the Braves a lot of credit. They fumbled once, but have been able to recover it. So no turnovers in this game by UNCP. The Braves with a 13-0 lead, 6:40 left in the 3rd quarter. Tuskegee driving from left to right. They have the ball on their own 20. Lacey drops back to pass, swings it out to the running back, complete along the far sideline. Gant lowers the shoulder, falls forward, gain of 3 as he's pushed out of bounds right in front of his teammates on the Tuskegee bench. And looking at that far sideline right now, it's starting to thin out. The crowd, the student section for Tuskegee, some of them left at halftime, it looks like. Well, hey, I mean, not to speculate or anything. I hate to think that they're giving up on their team, but I imagine it's midterm season, so got to hit the library and hit the books and make sure you're ready for that. But it's also important for them to try to create this atmosphere. The Shed is a notoriously difficult place to play, but it's been quiet from that side most of the afternoon. 3rd and 7. Lacey is pressured. Blitz comes. He lobs a pass to the near sideline. Pass incomplete as Gilbert can't hang on. Great man-on-man coverage there. Bikembe Kearney, the safety, covering the tight end. but that pass was probably catchable. Looked like it hit Gilbert on his knee, but Kearney probably blocked the view of Gilbert there to keep him from seeing where that ball was going to drop in. So 1 first down on this drive for Tuskegee, but they'll be punting from fairly deep in their own territory, and this has kind of turned into a field position battle that the Braves have been winning, as John Picaro can't match Matt Davis's kicking leg. A low snap, Picaro gets the kickoff, high kick, B.J. Bunn back to return. He'll fair catch at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Braves will take over. UNCP offense comes back out onto the field. 5:37 to go in the third quarter. Now B.J. Bunn chatting it up with Osmond Thompson. They're standing right next to each other. And I'm not sure if they're talking trash or just exchanging pleasantries or what. But it's been a great day so far for UNCP. As a reminder, fan, Braves season tickets for basketball are on sale now, and premium chairback seats to the Peach Belt Conference's most electric environment can be purchased for as little as $70. This season's package includes 14 men's games and 13 women's games. For more information, visit uncpbraves.com/tickets. O'Brien, play fake, rolling to the left, throw on the run, complete to Allen. Allen stays on his feet across the 45. Now there's a couple Tuskegee players wrapped him up. Allen hangs onto the ball. He's right near the first down marker. We'll see what they give the forward progress to. Oh, now some words being exchanged as Jonah McCutcheon, the safety from Tuskegee, jawing at the UNCP bench as he pushed Allen right into the Braves sideline. They will move the sticks and say it was enough for a first down. They needed to get it to the 45. He got it to the 46 minus about a foot. So it's a first down for the Braves. Fullback Dylan Davis comes off, and the Braves go 4 wide with 3 on the right, 1 on the left. Pistol formation for O'Brien. 5 minutes to go third quarter. UNCP still holding that 13-0 lead over Tuskegee. Snap to O'Brien. O'Brien with plenty of time. Screen pass looking for Grant. Slips through his fingertips, incomplete. I'm going to say, O'Brien kept fading back, and at a certain point, you just got to get rid of that ball. Grant, we've seen plays this year where Braves receivers, if they can't make the clean catch, it bounces up in the air, and it's led to interceptions. That time it takes, a Braves bounce. Grant just couldn't hang on. It was kind of a low throw, so that's a little bit safer as well. But O'Brien now in this game, 8 of 22 as he drops back to pass again, throws to the right side, complete, across midfield, on the run, Mack down to about the 40-yard line of Tuskegee, more than enough for a first down, and the Tuskegee coaching staff is fired up right now. On the far side, Willie Slater, the head coach and one of the most successful coaches in this region of Division II football, has watched his team really struggle today. But he was not happy with the way his defense played that one. It was enough for a first down. The Braves move the chains. 1st and 10, right hash, 40-yard line as they look to put up another score on a surprise Tuskegee defense. Give goes to Grant. Grant has room off left side across the 30, 25. Flag comes in. Grant pushed out of bounds. Ooh, a slightly late hit there. And now we'll have to see what this flag is about. That's Khalil Gray who made that tackle. Flag didn't come in right near the offensive line, near the original line of scrimmage, but the Tuskegee players are pointing back at UNCP like that should have been a hold. That could be just about anything once the play really gets going, but more likely than not, it's a holding foul on UNCP. Here's the official call. It is a hold on the offense. And it's on the receiver, John Allen. So it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. I'm not sure if that happened upfield or we'll see where they spot this ball. So they spot it at the 36-yard line. So it happened 4 yards upfield. So the actual foul occurred 14 yards upfield. So it's 1st and 6 for UNCP. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Fullback Dylan Davis on the left side of this pistol formation. Miles Grant again right next to O'Brien. Play fake. O'Brien has time. Throws it. Deep ball. Left side looking for Bunn. Incomplete as Bunn was run out of bounds there. That was an uncatchable ball for just about everybody. Good coverage on the near side by Darnell Hill. There wasn't anything B.J. Bunn could do about that one. Remember, B.J. Bunn, 4 games have played this season. The Braves have played this season. He has 5 receiving touchdowns, at least 1 in every game, and 2 of them a week ago in the win against North Greenville. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. It's been a quick quarter here. I feel like we haven't even taken a break yet. 13-0 is the UNCP lead. Two receivers right, one to the left. Pistol formation O'Brien. Gives to Grant. Grant with some room to operate. Cuts outside. Cuts back inside. Across the 30. He's wrapped up and taken down. That's nearly enough for a first down. We'll see where they spot him. It looks to be enough. They give him forward progress to the 29. First down, Braves. And they keep the chains moving on what's been a pretty good drive here with already a 13-point lead. Patrick O'Brien in this game, 10 of 24 for 88 yards passing, but the one touchdown pass. And the Braves just continue to move the ball on the ground, grind it out. Two receivers on each side. They're bunched up near the line of scrimmage. This is another give up the middle for Grant. Near the 25-yard line is Grant. At about the 26-yard line. So gain of about 4 on the play, maybe 3. Grant will come off. Antonio Stanley back in. Remember, in the past, the Braves have been rotating in 3 running backs, Stanley, Grant, and Cliff Jones. But Jones not dressed for this game. He did travel with the team, but didn't dress before the game. The only other running back to receive a carry so far this year was Quadron Williams, and that was 1 at the end of the Fayetteville State game. They give it to Stanley up the middle. Stanley breaks a tackle, gets near the 20-yard line. It's not enough to move the sticks, but it'll set up a third and about 2 or 3 yards. Third and very short for the Braves, very manageable, as they've just kept the ball on the ground and keep the clock moving. 2:45 to go in the third quarter. Braves 13, Tuskegee 0. And if the Braves get into the end zone again, turn this into a 3-score game. Not much a field goal does that helps them too much. It turns into a 16-point game, which is still a 2-possession game and not anything to turn your nose up at. Matt Davis, this is well within his range, but the Braves thinking about converting on 3rd and 3 here. Stanley in the backfield, pistol formation. Hard count from O'Brien. They snap it and give it to Stanley. Stanley tries to stretch it outside, now cuts back inside. He has room and has the first down. Antonio Stanley, great vision, great block from the left side of the line. That's Jaden Funderburk and Jared Johnson. Left tackle, left guard for UNCP. They combine, get the push, and a first down for UNCP. That takes the clock to 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Braves are in the red zone. 1st and 10 for UNC Pembroke. Pistol formation, O'Brien with Stanley behind him. The snap, they give it back to Stanley, and why not? Tries to stretch it outside, tries to cut back inside again. This time Tuskegee is ready for it. They push him out at the 16-yard line. He's pushed out by number 16, Darnell Hill, and it's a gain of 1 on the play for Rontonio Stanley. Got to think at this point the Braves are going to have to put the ball up in the air, and it's really a difficult situation. Wow, they actually said it's a loss of 2 for Rontonio Stanley, so they've put it back at the 18-yard line. It gets tougher to throw the ball. The windows get smaller in the red zone, but you also have that fade to the back of the end zone. B.J. Bunn is a guy you certainly have to watch out for at this point in the game. He's wide receiver number 1, and he's at the bottom of this formation. They throw it to the back of the end zone. Allen almost came up with it, but he dropped it incomplete. Turned towards the ball and wasn't able to hang on as Eugene Leach was all over him there, and Allen couldn't catch the football. So it's a minute 26 left in the third quarter. 3rd and 12 for the Braves from the Tuskegee 18-yard line. Inside the red zone, Braves threatening to add to a 13-0 lead. O'Brien gets the personnel he wants on the field. That means Stedman Rush will take a seat. And the Braves go 4 receivers, 1 running back, and they're 5 offensive linemen. Play clock down to 8. O'Brien in the shotgun. He's got Miles Grant to his left, 2 receivers on each side. The snap, 4-man rush. Time for O'Brien. Throws left. It's over everyone, incomplete. And he was looking for Rick Mack. B.J. Bunn was also in the area and kind of split the difference between the two of them. So Patrick O'Brien's been just a little bit off here today. Hasn't been able to hit targets on a consistent basis. But the Braves with an opportunity to add more points to their lead. Matt Davis will come on to attempt a 35-yard field goal straight away. And B.J. Bunn stays on the field. He'll hold on this Matt Davis attempt. Davis 2 of 2 on field goal attempts today. He's 11 of 13 on the season. The kick is up. It is high. It's straight through the uprights and good. Excuse me, I was looking at last year's stats for Matt Davis. With a good field goal now, Matt Davis 3 of 3 today. He's 11 of 12 on the season. And with a minute 16 to go in the third quarter, the Braves are up 16-0. Matt Davis missed 2 field goals last year. He's missed just 1 so far this year. He hasn't missed any today. It's been a good day for the Braves. We'll be right back on the Braves Broadcast Network. Matt Davis kicks off for UNCP. Ladero Petway back deep to return, but I don't think he'll try to take this one as it bounces out of the back of the end zone. Another touchback. Matt Davis, well, whatever he ate for breakfast today, I think he needs to write it down and eat that again because his foot has been just magical today. 3 of 3 on field goals, 1 of 1 on extra points, and also filling in as the punter where he's punted 4 times for an average of 51 yards per punt, a long of 69, another one that was 62 or 63, and another one that was 50 plus. So 3 of his 4 punts have gone for 50 or more yards. And Tuskegee will start at their own 25-yard line following the touchback on the kickoff. Total offense in this game. And it hasn't been very offensive today for either team. The Braves with just 199 yards. The Golden Tigers at 155. Lacey comes out in a shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. You imagine the Golden Tigers will look to pass a little bit more here as we approach the 4th quarter. This time it's an option give to the running back off left tackle. Hard hit, but bouncing off it is the tailback Gant as he shrugs off the hit from Tyler Threet, gets another 2 yards after it, and they'll call it a gain of 5. Check that, a gain of 7 for the Tuskegee tailback. A couple freshmen who have been the primary ball carriers today for Tuskegee. J. Jerron Craig was the starter, but it's mostly been Kenny Gant. Glance at those stats at the start of this drive. Gant with 8 carries, 22 yards. Craig, 4 carries, 11 yards. They'll keep it on the ground with Gant. This time he's tripped up in the backfield. Loss of a yard. Garrett Barnett on the tackle. 3rd and about 3 as Tuskegee needs to get the ball to the 35-yard line. They are driving from left to right across the field at Abbott Memorial Stadium. Alumni Memorial Bowl is the other name of this facility here for Tuskegee. 12 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They don't need to run another play as there's 5 more seconds on the play clock, but I think they'll run it. Down to 5 seconds. Lacey calling for the snap. He gets it in the shotgun. Pulls it away on the option run. Now tries to push forward. He is met and does not get the first down marker. He just gets back to the line of scrimmage. And the last play of the 3rd quarter is a Brave stop on 3rd down. 4th and 1 coming up next for Tuskegee. They have the ball in their own 34-yard line. They'll switch sides of the field. They'll have to think about what they want to do here. If they go for it and don't get it, they'll give the Braves outstanding field position. This is most likely going to be a punt when we come back. It's 16-0 Braves. We're 3/4 of the way through this one, and we'll be right back. Start of the 4th quarter at Tuskegee University, where the Golden Tigers have been shut out through 3 quarters. It's 16-0 Braves. The number 11 Golden Tigers look for a come-from-behind victory against the number 21 Braves. John Picaro punts it deep. B.J. Bunn calls for the fair catch. He'll make it at about his own 29-yard line. Solid starting field position for the Braves. They'll just look to use as much clock as they possibly can here and keep Tuskegee from getting enough chances to come back and get in this game. The band playing on the far side. This stadium known as the Shed. There's a shade structure in front of the student section. Above the student section, it keeps the students cool. It also funnels a lot of noise back out onto the field when the band and the students are making noise, and there hasn't been much for them to cheer about in this game today. The Braves really controlling the proceedings on both sides of the ball. They've won the turnover battle 2-0, and and they're outgaining Tuskegee 197 to 163. Shotgun formation for O'Brien. He will give it off on the delayed give to Stanley. Stanley gets across the 30, and not much there. About 2 yards on the run for the Braves' senior running back, Rontonio Stanley. Last year averaged about 74 yards per game and 5.5 yards per carry. So far this season, he's about 4 yards per carry coming into today's game, and this one's certainly not helping his stats in that regard. He's at 14 carries for 30 yards, and his longest has been just 11. Whistle after the play. And the official telling the high school bands that are over on the UNCP side, it is high school bands day here at Tuskegee, that they needed to stop playing. That's what the whistle was for. And the clock is stopped with 14:32 left in the ball game. I'm sure the Braves looking for that clock to run again. Empty backfield now for O'Brien. They'll motion Huffman. O'Brien will pitch it to Huffman in front of the formation. It's a forward pass. Jukes outside to the 35, and he's pushed out of bounds. Gain of about 4, and it's 3rd and 5 for UNCP. Check that, 3rd and 4. Well, the Braves like to do that. They'll motion Huffman across the formation, and then O'Brien with a little shovel pass to his wide receiver. Just trying to free up some space, try to make some moves. Now they'll go back and spot the ball another yard back. It's at the 34-yard line, so it's 3rd and 5 for the Braves. 2 receivers on each side for O'Brien. Under 14 minutes to go in the game. Braves up 16-0. Shotgun formation for O'Brien. This is a big play, potentially for the Tuskegee defense. Snap to O'Brien. Blitz comes. O'Brien has to get rid of it. Finds Huffman over the middle. Did not reach the 40-yard line, and that's going to be 4th down. Did make the catch. Got about 4 yards, but they needed 5. And unless they get a very favorable spot, the Braves are a yard short. It looks like the offense stays on the field here. Up by 16. Matt Davis has been so good in terms of his punts really flipping the field. But the Braves, now they're very belatedly bringing the kicking unit out. They're going to have to hustle to get this punt off. The play clock's at 10, and they're not even set for their punt team. Now they hustle up to the line. 4th and 1 from their own 39. The snap to Davis. High snap, but he's to it and unleashes another booming cannon of a punt. This will be a fair catch from Petway at the 15-yard line. Not the same, just jaw-dropping punt from Matt Davis. Imagine he's starting to get a little tired. He's handled kickoffs, he's handled punts, he's handled extra points and field goals. Just about everything you can do as a kicker. Matt Davis has done it and done it at a very, very high level today for the Braves. Tuskegee takes over at their own 16-yard line. Under 13 minutes to play. They're down by 2 scores. It's 16-0. And the Braves, they've looked like the better team for longer stretches, I would say, in this game today. But this one, far from over. It's just a matter of, can Tuskegee finally get that offense going? They've really just been stuck in first or second gear the whole day, and then they've stalled when they've gotten anywhere near points. They've had 1 field goal attempt, and they missed it. Shotgun formation for Lacey. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right as the Tigers go from right to left across the field. 4-man rush. Lacey has time. Pump fake. Throws a deep ball over the middle. Overthrows his man. He was trying to find Desmond Reese and couldn't hook up. 2nd and 10 coming up for Tuskegee, but the clock is stopped at 12:49 left in the ballgame. Potentially a big upset brewing in Division II football here, ladies and gentlemen. The number 21 UNCP Braves going on the road, taking on number 11 Tuskegee, trying to win at the Shed. Something not a lot of teams do. Not a lot of teams beat Tuskegee, period. Last year they were 10-3, and in now 10-plus seasons for head coach Willie Slater, he's 96-24. That's a really good winning percentage. Somebody who's good at math, tell me what that is. Lacey, option keeper off the right side, breaks a tackle, gets pushed out of bounds near the 25-yard line. And again, these little shoves near the sideline, not enough to draw a flag, but it's starting to get a little chippy down there. Garrett Barnett, again, the closest man to him, if that officially goes down as a tackle. It's 3rd and 2 here for Tuskegee. They've really struggled to convert on 3rd downs today, and they need this one. 3rd and 2, or 3rd and 3. Ball at their own 24-yard line. Call it 3rd and 2. Shotgun formation for Lacey. Gets the snap. Pressure comes. The throw over the middle, complete to the tight end. Gilbert, he has enough for the first down. Nice try there by Tyler Threet. He saw where that was going, just a split second too late, and tried to punch the ball out. His hand just wasn't at the right spot. So it moves the chains for Tuskegee. 1st and 10, but the clock is rolling again. 12:15 to go, 4th quarter. Tuskegee trailing 16-0. In order to tie this game, they need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. 4-man rush for the Braves. Lacey drops back to throw. He's flushed out. He'll take it up the middle with the carry and gets taken down from behind at about the 35-yard line. Tackle made by number 98, Keenan Evans. Gain of 6 on the play for the Golden Tigers, but the clock continues to run. Tuskegee inching closer to UNCP in terms of total offense. Neither team has hit the 200-yard mark, and we're a couple minutes into the 4th quarter now. But the Braves are happy with the result at this point. It's a 16-0 lead. 11 and a half minutes to play. The snap goes to Lacey. He gives it to the running back who's got some room. This is Craig off left side, pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Enough for a first down for Tuskegee. Josh Manns was the one to push him out of bounds, but more than enough for Tuskegee first down. That was a gain of almost 10 on the run, and the Braves can't give those up too frequently if they look to hold this lead. 3 receivers now to the right, 1 on the left in this shotgun formation for Lacey. 4 down linemen for the Braves. Throw going over the middle. Pass tipped, incomplete. This time Sean Everett getting a hand up, and he knocked it away. Intended target there from Tuskegee. It's number, I think that was number 87. It's actually hard to tell because his dreadlocks are so long that they cover his uniform number. Pretty impressive. Number 84 to Kendrick Moncrief. And he hasn't been targeted very much today. 2nd and 10 again for Tuskegee. Clock stopped at 11:11 left in the 4th quarter. Braves up 16. They bring some pressure here. Lacey has to throw. Gets it over the middle, complete to Moncrief. Moncrief tries to break a tackle. Everett has him by the ankles. Takes him down at midfield. Stretches the ball forward into Brave territory. Brings up a 3rd and 4 for Tuskegee. But the clock continues to tick away on Tuskegee. Still time, but they need to score points on this drive. Just some kind of points. They've been shut out in this game. And remember, they kind of dominated Lane last week, winning 38-7. That was a Lane team that came in here unbeaten, I believe, at 3-0. Again, 3-0 is a lot different than 4-0, and that's a lot different than 5-0. And keep playing. It's hard to find that many easy wins in a row. At a certain point, you have to play another good team. Lacey, option pitch to the right side, has a man, and a broken tackle across the 50. Gant, no, still going. Craig down to about the 30-yard line. J. Jerron Craig, 6 foot, 255. He is a load to bring down, especially when you get him moving forward and out in open space along the sidelines. That's the starting freshman running back who has a big first down for Tuskegee inside the Braves' 20 or 35-yard line. They actually say he stepped out at the 31. 13-yard gain for J. Jerron Craig. As the clock rolls again, under 10 minutes to play in this ball game. 2 receivers, now 3 receivers left as they motion another man to the left side of this shotgun formation. Lacey drops back to pass, has a lot of time. Deep ball, right side, has a man, dropped in the end zone, incomplete, as Desmond Reese couldn't stick a fork in it. That's I would say the 3rd time a pass has either been dropped, actually 4th time a pass has either been dropped or a man has been ruled out of bounds as he made a would-be touchdown catch for Tuskegee. It's been that kind of day for the Golden Tigers, as they've been trying those go routes, tiptoeing the sidelines, just the long ball, and there's been a couple others that have just been, off target, but have been pretty close. So Lacey is not far off, but it's been just enough, and that's how the Braves have this 16-0 lead. Braves with just a 4-man rush. Lacey swings it out to the tailback, tries to break a tackle, does. This is Gant. Gant at the 20, 15, now to the 10. He's pushed out of bounds by number 55 for UNCP, Cody Garner in pass coverage there. Braves have really had to show off that depth a little bit on the defense. That time, there was a nice move by Kenny Gant, and now it's 1st and goal for Tuskegee. So this is the second time Tuskegee's gotten the ball inside the Braves' 10-yard line. Last time there were a couple penalties, a fumble. Ultimately, it led to a 3rd and goal from about the 24. They didn't get it, missed a field goal, and that's how they still have 0. I formation, Lacey gives it off right side. Gant tries to stretch it out, cuts back towards the middle, and there is no room for him. Alpha Lamine stands him up and pushes him back. They'll say he got a yard. 2nd and goal coming up for Tuskegee. 9 minutes to play in the ball game. Braves 16, Golden Tigers 0, but Tuskegee threatening on the Braves' doorstep, trying to get some points. They need to get in the end zone. Clock rolls as Kevin Lacey takes his time. They huddle up his troops and come back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal from the 8. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. I formation. Lacey has a fullback and a running back behind him. Lacey rolls to the right, pitches to the option, and stretching to the end zone. Touchdown, Craig. He was right along the sideline, and he is able to get in. Touchdown, Golden Tigers. And now it's 16-6, and the Golden Tigers offense stays on the field. They need a 2-point conversion. 8:32 left in the game. 16-6. The Braves just need a stop on, well, they would like to get the stop on this 2-point conversion, but if they don't get the stop here, if Tuskegee scores again, they would need to go for 2 again, and the Braves get a stop there too. So it's 16-6, and the offense comes out to attempt a 2-point conversion. It'll be an I formation for Tuskegee. Let's see if the Braves crowd the line of scrimmage here. 1 receiver to the right, otherwise a bunch of big men in this personnel package. They fake the run right. They pitch it to the left, lowering the shoulder, diving into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is successful by J. Jerron Craig. That was a little fullback fake, halfback toss, and they had a lot of room on the left side. 8:32 to go in the ball game. We have a ball game again, folks. 16-8, and the kickoff coming up next. The Braves will get the ball back and look to put this one away. We'll be right back. That drive by Tuskegee, 12 plays, 84 yards, and 8 points as they convert on the 2-point conversion. And they cut the Braves' lead in half. There's a pooch kick on the kickoff. It'll bounce near the 20-yard line, then finally rolls out of bounds. As Rick Mack just kept an eye on it. Wasn't going to let a Tuskegee player near it, unless it was one of the guys on the sideline, which is where it went out on the Tuskegee sideline. Kickoff out of bounds by Tuskegee. So the Braves get good field position to start this drive. 8:32 to play. It's a 16-8 UNCP lead. And the Braves will start at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. A great game so far on what's been a pretty good day for UNCP athletics. Soccer wins for both the men and women at Georgia Southwestern. Meanwhile, volleyball has gone final, Augusta winning 3-1 after they take the 3rd set 25-17. UNCP Volleyball is our next broadcast. That's Tuesday. It'll be a video stream at home at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court in Pembroke. Before this play can get going, there's a flag, and that's probably a false start on the offense. UNCP Volleyball taking on Lander, 7 p.m. start on Tuesday. For more information, visit uncpbraves.com and check us out on YouTube, UNCP Braves. That's where we do all of our home video streams. When we're on the road, we can't bring our cameras with us, and so we do this. We do the radio stream. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, if you're listening and enjoying this broadcast, which I hope you are. And go ahead and also search UNCP Braves on YouTube and follow that channel as well, so you're ready for all of our streams. 1st and 20 for the Braves after the false start. O'Brien in trouble. He's flushed out, lost the ball, fumble, and Tuskegee had somebody on it. They tried to scoop it up. Let's see who got it. Oh boy, O'Brien turned on the play action roll and coughed up the football. Tuskegee has recovered, and they'll have 1st and 10 inside the red zone after the turnover by UNCP. So we've got a brand new game, and the Tuskegee fans who stuck around, and like I mentioned, there are a lot of students who took off. The ones who stuck around are going to be treated to quite the finish, as Tuskegee will get the ball. 8:20 left in the 4th quarter. And now the shed is rocking. Patrick O'Brien sacked, fumbled. Osmond Thompson wreaking havoc in the backfield. And now Tuskegee has new life. They'll start on the Braves' 18.5-yard line. I formation Lacey. Lacey drops back to throw, has time, fires towards the end zone. Caught. Did he stay in bounds? Touchdown, Tuskegee. They are a 2-point conversion away from tying this game. Desmond Reese, they finally make a play where they're able to keep their feet in bounds in the end zone. Desmond Reese dots the I with his tippy toe. For Reese, it's touchdown number 4 on the season. A 1-play, 18-yard drive for Tuskegee. And now a 2-point conversion that will go a long way in deciding what happens the rest of this game. Tell you what, this Braves defense looks a little frustrated, a little gassed. And Tuskegee taking a long time to break the huddle. They are not even close to the line of scrimmage. They're breaking the huddle with 9 seconds on the play clock. Oh, they'll restart the play clock. It started too early, so plenty of time for Tuskegee to try to go for 2 here. 16-14 is the score, 8:13 left in the ballgame. I formation for Lacey and the Tuskegee offense as they try to go for 2 and the tie. Braves were up 16-0. Tuskegee scored, got the 2-point conversion, forced a turnover, and then scored again. Now trying to go for the tie with this 2-point conversion. They play fake. Lacey in trouble. Throws. Dropped by the running back. J. Jerron Craig got his hand on it, and then it went straight into the turf. So it's a 16-14 game. Tuskegee back to life, but the Braves clinging to a narrow lead. We'll be right back on the Braves Broadcast Network. $14 unanswered for Tuskegee after they scored on a long drive, forced a Braves turnover, scored again, but then couldn't convert the 2-point conversion. Deep kick, it'll be fielded by Miles Grant at the 3-yard line. Grant cuts near side, spun down short of the 20-yard line. Big stop on defense by number 56, Devarius Thomas. So the Braves offense needs to come up with something now. It's a 2-point lead, but too much time to try to ice the entire clock away. There's still 8 minutes left in this game. Remember, the third quarter just seemed to zip by. Teams going back and forth. Neither team could really put together a sustained drive. Braves won the field position battle and ended up kicking a field goal. That was all the scoring in the third quarter. Fourth quarter already much more exciting. Give off left side for Stanley. Room to go as he's across the 20-yard line as those holes closed up pretty quickly. Call it a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards for the Braves redshirt senior running back. 2nd and 9 coming up for UNCP. And now a flag. No, there's a injured player. That's number 75 for UNCP. Lawrence Keys, slow to get up. He'll receive some medical attention. We'll step aside while that happens. 7:51 to go in the game. It's a 16-14 Braves lead. one so far. 16-14, Braves lead. And they have the ball on their own 35-yard line. O'Brien gets the snap, rolls to the right. Now he's in trouble. Breaks a tackle, gets tripped up, and falls forward. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe. You could also perhaps call that a sack by Osban Thompson. So 3rd and long coming up for the Braves. They'll say he actually lost about a foot on that run. So 3rd and 10 for the Braves. And they need to convert, otherwise they'll give the ball back to a very hot Tuskegee offense. 6:20 to go. Braves up 16-14 on Tuskegee. Braves converted once on a 3rd down. 5-man rush. O'Brien throws deep to the right side looking for Bunn. The flag comes in. He can't make the catch, but that's probably going to be pass interference as the hand was all over B.J. Bunn. Darnell Hill trying to make the stop. Was able to stop B.J. Bunn the only way he could, which would be by committing a pass interference penalty. Boos pouring in from the opposite sideline. That's the Tuskegee sideline where the student section in the band is located. And waiting for the penalty. Just to be sure, it is in fact a pass interference on the Tuskegee defense. So it's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic Braves first down. It takes it to midfield with 6 minutes to play. Fullback Dylan Davis in this formation. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. The running back is Miles Grant. Patrick O'Brien in the pistol formation. 4 down linemen for Tuskegee. They don't blitz. They give it to Grant. Grant bounces off left tackle, gets across midfield, gain of about 2 or 3 as he's taken down by a host of Golden Tigers. Bottom of that pile, number 22, Tank Ramseur. Not every day you see a defensive tackle who wears number 22, but Ramseur, a sophomore from Shelby, North Carolina, one that got away from UNCP perhaps in recruiting. He plays football for Tuskegee and has made some big plays today for Tuskegee, caused the Braves some headaches. 2nd and 8 from the Tuskegee 48-yard line. If the Braves score a touchdown and then kick the extra point, they would essentially put this game away. But they have a long way to go till they're thinking about that. Snap to O'Brien. They give it up the middle. This is Grant. Grant lowers the shoulder, falls down at about the 45-yard line. Not a lot of room for him again. It looks like Tuskegee's really heavily playing the run. Brings up 3rd and 5 with 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Braves up 16-14, just trying to hang on. They led 16-0 after 3 quarters. Tuskegee drove the length of the field, scored, got the 2-point conversion, then forced a Braves fumble, and then went 1 play, 17 yards, scored the touchdown, but then the Braves forced a stop on the 2-point conversion that would have tied the game. O'Brien drops back to pass. He's in trouble. Off his back foot, throws it over the middle, incomplete. Over the head of Stedman Rush. He also had Quay Threet running behind him. That looked like a broken play from the get-go there as O'Brien turned to play fake. The running back was on the other side. O'Brien was rolling to his left, threw off his back foot as he was fading away. Lucky he didn't get whacked and needed to get rid of that. He had no margin for error there and just kind of threw it where no one could get to it. So Matt Davis will be punting now for UNCP. He is standing at his own 40-yard line. Matt Davis has unleashed some absolute bombs in the punting game today. 3 of his 4 punts have gone for more than 50 yards. Tuskegee comes after this. Davis, the high kick, he kicks it away from the rush, and that will go out near the 20-yard line. We'll see where they spot this. The referee keeps moving forward to the 24-yard line for Tuskegee. That's where they'll take over. A field goal wins it here for Tuskegee. The offense comes out onto the field. 4:34 left to go. This should be a very exciting finish. 1st and 10 for Tuskegee. They trail 16-14. They've scored the last 14 points, and now it's on a fairly tired, fairly frustrated Braves defense to try to come up with one more stop. One more stop. They just need to stop Tuskegee from getting into field goal range, and even then, you're talking about a team that's not great at field goals. The long this season for Dalton Hall, who's in his first year as Tuskegee's kicker, is 32 yards. He's 3 of 4 kicking field goals this year with his 1 miss already coming today. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Lacey in the shotgun, 4-man rush. He has time. Throws to the right. It's a little tall, but it's caught. Complete enough for a first down for Desmond Reese. So that takes it to the 35-yard line. Gain of 11 for Tuskegee. Clock stopped 4:25 as they move the chains. Once the action gets set, they will run the clock, and now there's the whistle. The clock is going. This next play will come with about 4 minutes left in the game. Plenty of time for Tuskegee to run their normal offense and try to get down the field to put the winning points on the board. One receiver to the right, 3 to the left. Shotgun formation, Lacey. Braves bring some pressure. Lacey has time. Lobs one deep over the middle. Has a man. It's a little underthrown, but it's caught by Reese. Reese going towards the far sideline, and he is in. Touchdown, Tuskegee. A 65-yard strike, and the Golden Tigers have taken the lead. Kevin Lacey to Desmond Reese. That is the connection that Tuskegee has used all year. They used it a lot last year, and now this place is rocking. 20-16 Tuskegee with the extra point pending. This UNCP defense can't really believe their eyes, but hey, they air it out, throw it deep, and the PAT on its way from Dalton Hall. Now we'll get a whistle. Timeout from Tuskegee. 3:55 left, and this is a completely different football game. Tuskegee's now scored 20 unanswered. We'll be right back. So Tuskegee called a timeout. I believe they were deciding whether or not to go for 2. They'll just try to attempt this extra point here. I'm not sure how much a 2-point conversion would have helped you there. Not that 1 makes much of a difference either. It's 20-16. The snap, the kick, it's up, and it is good. The extra point attempt good. Tuskegee's now scored 21 unanswered, and they lead the Braves 21-16. Braves offense will have just under 4 minutes to play, 3:55 to be exact. And they'll need to come from behind to try to win this game. We'll be right back. .21 unanswered for Tuskegee against the number 21 UNCP Braves. Low kick, Grant will field at the 1-yard line on the kickoff. And he bounces off a tackle, spins, keeps the legs going, and will be taken down at the 23-yard line. A hard hit Miles Grant absorbed there and advances the ball. The Braves led 13-0 after 3 quarters, or after 2 quarters. They led 16-0 after 3 quarters. Tuskegee, they scored, converted for 2, forced a Braves fumble, scored on the next play, missed the 2-point conversion to make it 16-14, but then they forced a Braves punt and then dropped a 65-yard passing bomb. Now O'Brien will look to throw. Has a man. Mack completed the 30-yard line. Not enough for a first down. Brings up 2nd and 3 for the Braves. Clock runs, 3:38 to go. This is an extended 2-minute drill. Call it a 3.5-minute drill for UNCP. Shotgun formation for O'Brien as UNCP goes no huddle. They need a touchdown to take the lead back. A field goal does them no good. 4-man rush. O'Brien throws left. Mack can't hang on. Dropped it incomplete. There were 3 red shirts around Rick Mack there, including number 2, Darius Holmes, the DB who was covering him. And I believe the technical term for that is he heard footsteps. So 3:18 to go. I imagine the Braves think this is 4 down territory. They just haven't been able to stop Tuskegee, and if the Braves give up the football here off a punt, I don't know if they'd get it back. So it's 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. O'Brien gets the shotgun snap, throwing over the middle, pass tipped up in the air, dropped incomplete through the hands of Rick Mack. And now it's 4th down, and this might be the game. 3:14 to go. Tuskegee up 21-16. The Braves with the ball in their own 30, and I don't see any motion from the sideline to go with the punting unit here. Offense staying on the field. 3:14. And, whoa, the late decision. Matt Davis comes out onto the field to punt. A lot of faith being shown in the UNCP defense. The Braves do have all 3 of their timeouts. Tuskegee has 2 timeouts. Braves go 3 and out, down by 5, and they will punt the ball away from their own 30. Play clock down to 1. Oh, it's a fake. B.J. Bunn, no. There's a whistle. They had to call a timeout. The Braves were thinking about a fake, and I think Tuskegee had it sniffed out. So the Braves burn a timeout following an incomplete pass. And it was a timeout UNCP. They'll have 4th and 3 from their own 30-yard line when we come back. Don't go anywhere. This is a great game. Top 25 matchup. The Braves on the losing end right now. We'll be right back. So Matt Davis will punt. The punt unit is on the field for UNCP. 4th and 3 for the Braves. This time it's not a fake. Davis steps into it. High end-over-end kick. It will drop and take a Tuskegee bounce. UNCP gets a piece of it and will try to down it right there at the 35-yard line. And that's where it will stop. 2:58 to go. Braves have 2 timeouts. Tuskegee has 2 timeouts. But the big stat, Tuskegee has the lead. 21-16. If you stepped aside for a few minutes, Tuskegee has scored 21 unanswered. They drove early in the 4th quarter to score, then forced a fumble by quarterback Patrick O'Brien. Next pass, 18 yards, touchdown, and then failed the 2-point conversion. So the Braves led 16-14. Braves couldn't get anything going on offense. They punted, and then Tuskegee throwing a 65-yard pass to Desmond Reese, the star senior wide receiver. And senior quarterback Kevin Lacey shook off a little injury from the first half. He's been outstanding here in the second half, and that's how Tuskegee got the 21-16 lead. I formation now for the Golden Tigers. They start from their own 35-yard line with 2:58 to go. Lacey gives it to his running back. It's Gant. Gant tries to step outside, gets about 3 or 4 yards. Let's see where they give the spot. This could be the difference, is favorable or unfavorable spots. Tyler Threet makes the tackle. It's a gain of just 3. Second and 6 for Tuskegee. They can wait until there's about 2:10 left in the 4th quarter to snap this ball. Ball spotted on their own 39. They need to get to about the 46 or 47-yard line. Give it to the running back. This time it's Craig. Craig stretches outside, pushed out of bounds near the first down marker. He didn't get there. Pushed out about the 45-yard line, maybe the 44. This is a very important 3rd down play as the clock is going to stop. Shane Richardson going to call timeout with 1:59 left to play. We'll keep it here as we talk about just how we got here. The Braves going to face a very huge 3rd down on defense. As a reminder, fans, Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 17 of UNC Pembroke's varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all their support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for our athletes. And Braves fans, if you've ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name, one reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube while your vehicle is being serviced, and you can see for yourself. Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, located next to Lumberton High School. And Braves fans, season tickets for UNCP basketball are on sale now. Premium chairback seats for the Peach Belt Conference's most electric environment can be purchased for as little as $70. The season ticket package includes 14 men's games and 13 women's games. Can be purchased by calling 910-521-6361 or visiting uncpbraves.com/tickets. Back for a pivotal third down for Tuskegee. They have a 5-point lead. It's 21-16. Ball on their own 44-yard line. Minute 59 to go. Lacey gives it to the fullback. Met in the backfield. Lewis trying to push the pile forward. He can't do it. And the Braves defensive line comes up with the massive stop on third down. Timeout taken by Shane Richardson, who claps towards his sideline. He's got his troops fired up, and the offense will get the ball back. And now it's a 2-minute drill. Last time it was sort of a 3.5-minute drill. Braves ultimately went 3 and out, down by 5, and punted from their own 30-yard line. That's looking like a good play right now as UNCP will huddle up here on the sidelines. We'll take this timeout with them when we come back. The Braves need to go the length of the field. They need a touchdown. Try to take the lead and shock the Tuskegee Golden Tigers. It's been a great one, and we hope you stick around for the exciting conclusion. John Picaro on to punt. Braves will come after it. He does get the kick away. It's high, end over end. A very good punt. Bunn will catch at the 20 and try to make some moves, and there's nothing doing for him. Maybe 4 yards on the return. He'll be stopped at about the 22, 23-yard line. A minute 43 to go, and it's go time for the Braves offense. 2-minute drill to go for the win and an upset victory on the road. Either way, this is going to be a heartbreaker for somebody. Either the Braves won't get this, and they will have blown a 16-0 fourth quarter lead, or they make a stunning last-second drive, go the length of the field, and take a late lead to beat Tuskegee after Tuskegee had made a great come-from-behind effort. Here we go. 4 wide receivers. Shotgun snap to O'Brien. He has time. Flows short over the middle, complete to Stanley, who bobbled it, then makes the catch. Now spins down to about the 30-yard line. Not enough for a first down, so the game clock will run. A minute 32 as they hustle back up to the line. The Braves out of timeouts, but you know they have this play ready to go. Tick, 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 tick. A minute 25 left. Snap to O'Brien. He has time. Throwing. It's tipped up in the air. Diving back towards it is John Allen. Did he make the catch? He did catch it and had enough for a first down. Great recovery by wide receiver John Allen after that got tipped up at the line of scrimmage. First down UNCP. And now there's a Braves player who's shaken up. And this is bad news for UNCP. It looks like B.J. Bunn. B.J. Bunn shaken up at about the 40-yard line. So while he gets just stretched out by the turn, this might just be a cramp. It doesn't look like the Braves are too worried about it. But this does give the Braves some time, hypothetically. There might be some runoff here involved because of an injured Brave when the Braves are out of timeouts. But the clock was also stopped anyway due to the first down. So Bunn will have to step out for a play because he was receiving medical attention. He's the Braves' top offensive playmaker, And so for him to miss any time during this crucial fourth quarter sequence is a massive loss for UNCP. 1st and 10 for the Braves. Ball on their own 34-yard line. 1:14 to go. Snap. 5-man rush. O'Brien has some time. Airs it out deep over the middle. Intercepted by Tuskegee. That'll do it. Leaping interception by number 6, Eugene Leach. His first interception of the season. Tuskegee will kneel out the rest of this clock. And the Braves are going to drop to 4-1. Flag in on the play for excessive celebration. But Tuskegee, well, they deserve to celebrate. They came back from a 16-0 deficit, and they hold a 21-16 lead now. Intercepted at about the 35-yard line. This should be 15 yards back to the 20. O'Brien's been making dangerous throws all day. This one finally catches up to him, and it will cost the Braves a chance to drive the rest of the way. Look at the stat line for O'Brien, 14 of 36, 116 yards, and 1 touchdown, 1 interception. There's the penalty. It's actually not on the man who made the interception. They'll call it on number 24, Carl Matthews III. 1:07 left. Tuskegee takes over at their own 20-yard line and should just kneel out the clock. The Braves don't have the means to stop the clock anymore. And for those who stuck around at the shed, they were rewarded with a very exciting come-from-behind win for Tuskegee. And the Golden Tigers in the victory formation, they only need to kneel it twice. Handshakes on both sides of the line. As, this is not really a rivalry game. Remember, this is the second time these two teams have met. The Braves won in Pembroke's homecoming a year ago. UNCP scored the last touchdown, the last 2 touchdowns in that game a year ago. A 29-17 win. So that was technically a come-from-behind win for UNCP, although the final score doesn't necessarily represent how close that game was. The final score today will represent that it was a close game. But, again, 3/4 of the way, the Braves were the dominant team, but they couldn't complete it. Tuskegee came alive in the fourth quarter. Some breaks that had been going the Braves' way started evening out, going Tuskegee's way. And now with 30 seconds left, they only need to take one more knee. And this one is history. Lacey under center takes the knee, and that will do it. Your final score here today, Tuskegee 21, UNC Pembroke 16. The Braves fall to 4-1. They suffer their first loss of the season. They will be back in action next week when they travel to Lenoir-Rhyne. They'll have a long drive back to Pembroke tonight and then stay in the state of North Carolina for the next couple of weeks. They'll go to Hickory, North Carolina, take on Lenoir-Rhyne next week, and then they will be back at home finally for a couple of games, one against Kentucky Wesleyan and the other against Catawba, before hitting the road again for the final time against West Virginia State. Tuskegee goes to 5-0. The number 11 Golden Tigers were thoroughly tested today by the number 21 UNCP Braves, but the Braves just couldn't play a complete game. They couldn't finish it out, and it's a 21-16 final score. For all the latest on UNCP athletics, check out uncpbraves.com. A reminder, our next broadcast of UNCP sports will be volleyball Tuesday evening at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. UNCP volleyball will take on Lander at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by a Wednesday soccer doubleheader starting at 5 p.m. And then next weekend, we'll have women's soccer on the video stream, and I'll be back on the road with football as they go to Lenoir-Rhyne. Could give you the overall stats. Let's give you a quick stat rundown here. Tuskegee scored the last 21 points here today. They outgained the Braves 351 to 234. Each team turned it over twice. The Braves ended up being pretty even statistically after the Braves done such a good job of bottling up Tuskegee's run game most of the way. The Braves outgained Tuskegee on the ground 106 to 103, but through the air, it was a different story. Tuskegee much more successful. And after a couple fumbles in the first half by the Golden Tigers, they cleaned up their offense. The Braves just couldn't hang on to that lead. Led 13-0 at halftime, 16-0 after 3. But Tuskegee scores the final 21 points en route to a 21-16 victory. As you look at how those last couple scores came, let's see if we can get the final drive for you. But essentially, Tuskegee scoring early in the fourth quarter on a drive. Then they strip-sacked Patrick O'Brien, scored on the next play, forced a Braves punt, and then a long 65-yard pass from quarterback Kevin Lacey to wide receiver Desmond Reese, and that ended up being the difference in the game. Lacey finishes going 12 of 25 for 207 yards. Patrick O'Brien, 16 of 37 for 128 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Kevin Lacey with 2 passing touchdowns. It was a good day on the ground for Miles Grant for UNCP, 11 carries, 83 yards. And that's a 7.5 yards per carry average. Taryn Huffman had the lone touchdown for the Braves on a 22-yard catch. But the Braves just couldn't contain Desmond Reese. 6 catches, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns. He is your player of the game today. As the Braves, again, 21-16, your final score as the Braves fall to 4-1. We'll be back next week on the road with UNCP football right here on this channel. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Then head over to UNCP Braves, our main video channel on YouTube. Subscribe to that as well. A couple of broadcasts coming up next week for home video streams. As always, your home for all things UNCP Braves on the web is uncpbraves.com. Thank you so much for joining us today for UNCP football from Tuskegee, Alabama. I'm Cameron Songer. The final score, one last time, Tuskegee 21, UNC Pembroke 16. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.